Weird.
We can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time. Hi, everybody.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
你好中国，你叫希娜，我爱更尊重中。Shield up. There's nothing sacred.
Oh, wait a Alson, help me up onto his casket so I can dance on it.
I don't care.
But how did you ever find us?
Oh, easy. We just read the screenplay you left us.
And Hispanic people, too.
Club gold! Club gold! Club gold!
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
I'll help you. Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic. And you have to point it all out.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Huh? Zappuccino.
All right, it is Thursday night in Tooney Town, and that can only mean one thing. It is time for my favorite night of the week because, guys, I am back, and it is time for Tooney Talk TV. Folks, my name is Marvin, and I am the Movie Monster, and I am thrilled to welcome you guys back to another week of pop culture conversation. Before we get started, though, I did just want to talk to you guys as the Tooney Town TV audience because you guys have all been extraordinarily patient with me as I have gone through so many changes, life changes, career shifts, and whatnot. And I just wanted to let you guys know that that's not a thing that I am forgetting or overlooking because I am recommitting myself to regular updates on both this and Tooney Town Wrestling. We have a video coming out tomorrow. I am trying to get back to daily content. I'm not sure how long that's going to take to get back to daily, but I really want to commit to at least 3 videos a week. Tomorrow at, I believe, 11 o'clock, I've set it up for. We have a members-only live stream. So if you want to be a part of that, just make sure you become a member here tonight. So tomorrow, so that is set up for the members now, so you guys should already be able to see that we have a members only live stream coming up. But I want to do more crime and punishment. I've been floating a couple ideas about that. I want to do more member exclusive content. I want to do more live streams. I want to do a whole lot more because this channel has brought so much good stuff into my life, and this is really, not to sound like a entitled Hollywood celebrity or child of a Hollywood celebrity, but it was always my dream to kind of do this for a living, and you guys have provided an outlet to do that. So whether that means the game stream is going to come back, or maybe we do this morning show that I've been toying around with the idea for, I'm not sure. I'm exploring things. I'm trying to figure things out, but the Tooney Town TV channel is back. It is enjoy it. There's video coming out 6:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. If you are a member, you can already see it now. And that's enough bloviating out of me because I cannot do this here alone, guys. We need the greatest team in pop culture history. We need the Tooney Town Titans.
Titans, go!
There she is. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Hello.
What's
up, everybody?
How did your first taste of power feel?
Oh, it was addictive. Forget it.
You were in the chair. You had the con.
It's out of the kindness of my own heart that you're running this again. This week.
That you've relinquished command. That you did not. That you did not commit full blown mutiny against me.
You know,
I gotta say,
I tried to tell Lauren I'm a benevolent leader. He just gave me too much of a hard time.
He was very rebellious, I have to say, but I enjoyed how you put that down. But I wanted to tell you, I thought you did a phenomenal job because I was obviously watching. My wife and I were actually watching together because she was like, I want to see Trish host. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I should probably watch. But yeah, you did a fantastic job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. It stayed up. I only made a couple of small little. It's more like I told myself to do something and then I would get sidetracked and forget, like the Glom Gold clip that one time. I'm like, I gotta do this, and then I got sidetracked.
The best part about it, though, was that you didn't, air a movie in its entirety and get the stream shut down.
It did stay up.
The stream did stay up. I was very, very excited about that.
That was my goal.
Yeah. So, well, Lorne!
I'm sorry. Did you say put that down? Is that the words that you used?
She did. She had to stop your rebellion.
Is that what happened?
The Lornian rebellion. That's how
I'll have you know that backstage here, within the first 5 minutes in the private chat, she was threatening to kick me and couldn't do it.
Are we going to talk about why?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
You give her one little I said, I can see you guys during the intro, so don't do anything embarrassing. And he was like, you give her one little taste of power and see what happens. So I told him I could kick him out.
So she went full Big Brother on you guys. Like it was surveillance.
Yeah, and then she threatened to kick me out. And did she do it? No, she did not.
One could argue I was trying to save you from you because I didn't want you to do anything you would regret that I would see. But no.
Why would I ever do anything that I would regret? What could I possibly do wrong that would embarrass me? I am so perfect in my administration of this realm that there is nothing that could possibly embarrass me.
Perfect. You hear this one, Marv? Perfect.
I hear it. I do.
No
I do in fact hear it. But the Lornian rebellion almost got off its feet, but apparently there was a traitor within the ranks that was reporting back to the administration. It was your fault for trusting him, Lauren.
All right, so Trish at 13 o'clock. Oh, hi, guys.
At 13 o'clock.
At military time.
Is that how you do military time at 13 o'clock? It's not 1300. It's 13 o'clock.
Yes. Hey, this is Lauren's system. I'm just working with his cause. I mean, hi.
Oh, now look who comes crawling back. Thanks a lot, Nolan.
Martin Stone, you were just the glue holding it all together, weren't you?
I try, but it's so hard.
Is your microphone not connect? Is you connected to the wrong microphone? Because you sound like you're in a McDonald's drive-through window.
Let me look and see.
Yeah,
you sound like Mr. Freeze in Batman the Animated Series right now, dude.
Where a warm hand waits for mine. Martin, say revenge is a dish best served cold.
I'm going to mute and see if I can diagnose this.
See, now I can't even understand what he's saying.
He said he's going to diagnose it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This I would also like to add. This didn't happen before Trish started running the show.
It didn't happen while Trish is running the show. So.
You know what? I have to say, I am very impressed that like none of my clips got moved.
Yep.
Because like when Kevin or Dis like host, all my clips are like in different places now, and I
wouldn't do that.
Nope. I have access to all of them
because I'm benevolent, Lorne.
But guys,
I've seen couples therapies with less drama than what's going on right now between you two.
But guys, I do just want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you, Nolan. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Kevin. And of course,
thank you,
Lauren. All right. Now, so people know that's not actually about me. That's Lauren Michaels, who runs SNL, and
Lauren Michael Connor is who it is.
Thank you, Lauren.
It would be awesome. It's still got the E on the end of the name. So, not me.
Well,
not as nice.
Who's looking, honestly, Lauren, who's watching this clip and looking at the actual letters on the screen?
I guess that means I'm the only one who probably actually did, which is kind of sad when you think about it.
I did, don't worry. As the heterosexual female, I noticed the E.
I love the way that they did the subtitles so that it just borders the centerpiece of the.
So ridiculous.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. But guys, it is it's time to get moving here because I've not been with you guys for over a week, so I have a lot of catching up on your lives to get to. Wait, no, what are you saying? Is this for real? Is it an alt what?
Oh, Tom F in the chat.
Oh, okay. Trying to got completely thrown by that. All right, guys, we like to start off each episode by asking our esteemed panel what they're watching this week. So Noah and Thunder, what are you watching, reading, playing?
Well, for once, it's not a YouTube video. I actually made my way out to a theatrical presentation this past Sunday to see the re-release of Shin Godzilla. Martin Stone had actually brought it up last week, and it was nice getting another opportunity to see it. I saw it the first time around when they had a limited release for like about 3 weeks or so when Funimation was under control with it. Since then, Godzilla has become way more prominent in the West, and they brought it back for another round. Unfortunately, my theatrical experience was kind of disappointing because they didn't use all of the speaker surround sounds assets they had. So instead of getting those big explosions, I felt like I was watching a glorified TV screen. So that was kind of lame. But it was nice to get another chance to see the movie.
That sounds like it'd be a fun one to see in 4DX.
Oh, absolutely! I wish I had a theater like that around me. Have you ever done?
You've never done a 4DX movie?
No, I want to so bad.
Has anyone else on the panel ever seen a 4DX movie?
Yeah, I saw Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, that sounds like a good one to see in 4DX. How was that?
Spectacular.
I saw Mario on the second viewing because the Mario Kart part was so much fun on 4DX. But I saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in 4DX. That got trippy. And I saw Black Adam. The only time I've ever watched that movie was in 4DX.
So that must have been rough.
Yeah, I love 4DX though. It's really cool. For those of you that don't know, 4DX is a premium theater experience where the seats move. So it's like it turns the movie into a ride. If there's water on the screen, you get spritzed with water. If there's snow, it snows in the theater. If there's like powerful winds, there's wind in the theater. So it's like a whole if you get motion sickness, you can't do it. So. Martin Stone, what are you watching this week?
I have gotten to the Sylvester McCoy episodes of original Doctor Who.
Oh, fantastic.
But I also went and saw Shin Godzilla and the theatrical the theatrical release of Time Cop with riff tracks.
Oh, very nice.
They did a live show.
Have you ever seen they recorded with Colin Baker an extended regeneration of the 6th into the 7th Doctor?
I haven't seen that.
Where he actually gives like a final speech and stuff like that. It's on YouTube somewhere, but it was like an audio drama thing, and people like animated it and stuff. But I love how it's very clearly Sylvester McCoy in the suit with the wig on.
Yeah.
When the regeneration starts, Sylvester swimming in my costume. Poor Colin Baker. But yeah, one of my favorite Doctor Who things actually is watching classic doctors do new Who speeches. So there's a really Matt Smith had the most epic speeches. So there's this super cut of Tom Baker, Colin Baker, Pete Davison, and Sylvester McCoy all doing the Hello Stonehenge speech. Because they do it at like conventions. People like come up to them with the script and they're like, "Can you do this?" like at a panel, and they do it, and it's awesome.
Kind of like when that guy had Mark Hamill say, "Why so serious?"
Yes, or when they had the voice Pat Carroll, who voiced Ursula, do the Haunted Mansion stretching room. But Jim Cummings does a lot of that as Winnie the Pooh. Also, like he did a whole thing of Winnie the Pooh reading Darth Vader lines. It's actually very funny. But there's also one of Colin. There's also one of Colin Baker doing the Rings of Akaten speech.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Somebody did Pooh Grit, where it was Winnie the Pooh doing True Grit.
That's funny.
It's pretty good.
That sounds funny. Lauren Connor, what are you watching or reading or experiencing this?
Haven't really been watching much. This last weekend, I did get to go see Nobody 2. And so I did get to see that in the theater.
How was that?
It was not as good as the first one.
Okay.
I did enjoy it. After I got home and thought about it a little bit more, I didn't like it quite as much. It feels to me like they... I don't know how to say this without giving too much away, but when you're dealing with a character who's basically an assassin, a lethal weapon, but he's bringing his family along on vacation, and you're having to figure out, how do we do this either without or with involving the family, it gets a little awkward. There's some dangling threads that are kind of left hanging. Not as tight as the first one, but still an entertaining movie, and I still like the character, and I would like to see them do more. I just hope maybe they spend a little more time on the script for the next one.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Trish, what are you watching or reading or anything?
I'm not watching anything, but I have been listening to some audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks the way I read books, which is I will read one for a while, then decide I'm in the mood for something else and do that for a while. So I actually have two audiobooks going on. One is Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. And the other is my Glass is going to like this one. It is Come As You Are by Michael Azerrad, which is the biography on Nirvana. So depending on my mood, it's either mystery or music.
You and Kurt Cobain, I swear.
Let's not.
Yeah, let's not.
Kurt would approve. And he'd probably also like GPS.
It's a shame that he never got to experience GPS, right? Travesty.
Helen Mirren thinks so.
Yep. So for me, so obviously I was with my family, so I was forced to watch baseball nonstop, and wanted to peel my face off in response and throw it at the screen so that they would have to look at my dismembered face instead of baseball. So that annoyed the crap out of me. But also there is, I said this on the Toon Town Wrestling, there is a bigger picture of Lou Gehrig in my parents' house than there is of me. So take that for what you will. Everything is New York Yankees in my parents' house, like everything. So, and
didn't you say you're a Mets fan for some insane reason?
I was a Mets fan for a little while because I saw. All right, so true story. When I was really little, I'm talking like 2 or 3. I met a couple of players from the Mets at a sporting goods store, and I got autographs from them. So I always, loved the Mets because I had these 8x10s that were signed by them. But Dwight Gooden signed it to Melvin. So
I'm start calling you Mel.
Yeah, Mel. Right.
One of my sisters was a huge Dwight Gooden fan.
Oh boy. But yeah, it was to Melvin, and so that was one of my favorite little things that I had in. But yeah, because of that, I like the Mets, and was but then after that, it became like, well, my family likes the Yankees, so I have to like the Mets.
No, that thing that some people do, it's like I have to be contrarian just because.
Well, I did. I was always the contrarian one. I had to be. Like, my brothers are both athletes, and I'm not. I was a drama kid, and I was like. There are people who are like, oh, I remember the first time my father showed me Star Wars, and oh, I got my love of comics from my family, and no, none of that. My parents hate all of that. So I had to find it all myself. Star Wars, I was able to find through my grandfather, thankfully. But like everything else, I had to seek out myself. It was just like I watched the X-Men cartoon on Fox. So then I wanted to read an X-Men comic book. And then it just kind of went from there. So
you mean to tell me your family never introduced you to Highlander?
No, that would be two of my friends from high school.
I knew a couple of twins. One was a huge Ohio State fan, and the other was a huge Michigan fan.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, between just nonstop political conversation and attempting to not engage my grandmother in said conversation, it was, the week out, we had a really nice barbecue on Saturday, and Kev was there, and so I got to meet, Duke for the first time. I mean, I've met his other kids, but they were babies when I last saw them, and saw his wife, and his wife is just wonderful. But Duke and I had a sword fight with bubble swords, and I won. So I didn't let him. I'm not letting that boy win. He has to learn.
That's right.
My mother went ballistic for Kevin Apollo's kids. Like, she spent $100 on stuff for them. Like, she had a toy truck for Duke and all these bubble wands, and then she got like these things to make bracelets for his daughters and stuff like that. And I'm like, Ma, you don't have to go through all this trouble. But she wanted to, and so. But it was fun. It was good. We went down the shore. We stayed at this little house that's right on the bay, right by Long Beach Island, and it was peaceful. And so on the way to and from Jersey, we listened to audiobooks. So instead of watching things, I was technically reading or listening. So my road trip book is Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith.
Nice.
Yep. So I listened to the whole thing of that. And then I listened to, and Lauren, I haven't read this one in a long time, especially because I only had the audiobook, and I just recently got the unabridged version for the first time. Dark Lord, The Rise of Darth Vader by James Luceno.
Yep. One of the greatest Star Wars authors there is.
That book is so...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. You first.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, it's such a good book, and it's such a fantastic sequel to the Revenge of the Sith novelization, because it really just follows through on all of those plot threads, and I loved it. I loved it so much. The problem was, though, this was not Jonathan Davis doing the narration. It was the new guy that they have doing the newer stuff, because I guess they re-released a bunch of the Legends audiobooks, and they had their new guy do it, and I don't like him very much, because he puts too much emotion into the narration. Like, so if it's like if he's reading the thing about trying to open a pickle jar, he would be like Jeff picked up the pickle jar and he started to turn it, and like that. I'm like, okay, man, we're in narration. You could just read it. Like, give me the the emotions during the dialogue. But what were you going to say about it, Lauren?
Oh, just that he and Brian Daley were really close friends, and Brian Daley wrote, back when you were talking about the real original EU, back after Star Wars was released, but before The Empire Strikes Back, he wrote the Han Solo trilogy, which is one of the greatest Han Solo trilogy of stories that ever existed. A.C. Crispin actually referenced them in her Young Han Solo series. Brian Daley's also the guy who wrote the scripts for the radio dramas, and so he and James Luceno were really close friends. I think it was Brian Daley that brought Luceno in to write the novels. I think he was the contact fantastic. To get him at Del Rey. My favorite of his novels is Cloak of Deception, which I think is the best actual explanation for what the heck is going on in episode 1 that you could possibly read.
Yes.
Makes Palpatine even more evil, if you can believe it. So there's my pitch for a James Luceno novel.
I read both.
I'm sorry, Martin. Kevin cut you off.
Oh, that's okay.
Hey, Kev.
What's going on, guys?
Martin, what were you just saying?
I was saying I read both Revenge of the Sith, the novelization, and Dark Lord, Rise of Darth Vader last month.
Oh, so good, right?
Yeah. Have you read Kenobi? It fits.
No,
in
I have not read Kenobi.
You have not. Oh my God! You have got to read Kenobi.
I missed that. Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, that's also one of the other great Star Wars authors, and I cannot think of his name right off the top of my head. He wrote the Knights of the Old Republic comic book series, which is some of the very best Star Wars written ever. Read Kenobi. You need
John
to read
Jackson Miller.
I will.
Yes,
I will.
yes.
I will make sure that I read it. The other thing that I read, and I actually read while I was up there, was for most of the time I would just kind of sit with my iPad and read the Boom Studios Power Ranger comic books, which is another thing that I always do when I'm on vacation.
Nice.
They're so... Nolan, did you ever start to read them?
Well, you just reminded me, so now I need to start on them. So where can you find them on? You said you're on the iPad. Is there like an app I can find them on?
They're all on Kindle. If you have I think if you have Comixology through Amazon Prime, you can, or Kindle Plus, you can get a lot of them for free. But
okay, I promise you, by this time next week, I'll have read the first issue and I'll get back to you what I think.
Okay, very cool. Kevin Apollo, have you started reading them yet? Because I got you all those. I for when Kevin covered a whole bunch of stuff for me while I was away, I bought him a whole bunch of the big books of that as a thank you, the hardcovers.
No, they are currently sitting on my bedroom table in chronological order.
Oh, see, I was sitting when I was sitting there reading it. I'm like, this is so good. I hope Kevin's reading it. Like, I just got into
I've been doing a lot of policy researching.
I just got into the Eltarian War, which is all like the Zordon backstory and the Zed origin. And it's just so good. It goes into it actually they gave a canonical reason why the front of Rita's palace says Bandora Palace. Because the original guardians of the Zeo Crystal were called the Bandora instead of it just being Witch Bandora from Sentai. So they go that far. Like they actually show you what it was like for Rita in the dumpster for 10,000 years. Like she's being rehabilitated in there. Like the dumpster is like forcing her and all of her minions to go through like these rehabilitation programs to try to make them good. It's
I have a question for you. Would you say that this series is the Power Rangers series us adults have always wanted?
Yes, to the point where I was literally sitting there thinking, why would they not make this into an animated film? Or it should be an animated series, honestly. It should be an animated series. You start with you start with the Go-Go Power Rangers arc, you go into the Green Ranger, then you do the post Green Ranger stuff into Shattered Grid, and then after that, you split off. You have one series that follows the Power Rangers and the other series that follows the Omega Rangers.
And honestly, that would make a lot of sense too, because they keep putting out all of these Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuffs on the store shelves. Like I've been noticing at Walmart and stuff, they have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers back again. And I'm like, do any kids know what this show even is these days?
Well, they're playing the series again with additional they're re-releasing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers again because because they have no series filmed. So they're like, well, we got to put something out. Well, let's just repackage Mighty Morphin again.
That won't feel dated at all.
No, it's. I mean, so do you know what so they go through Jason Trini and Zach leave the team and go to the peace conference, and I did finger quotes there because they don't actually go to the peace conference. They become the Omega Rangers, and they go off in this super secret mission in space that the Rangers don't even know about.
Spoilers, sweetie. Spoilers.
It's been around for forever. At this But I mean, there's it's just so good. And when it gets to a certain point where it just completely diverges from canon, where it's Rita doesn't come back and marry Zed or anything like that. She comes back and goes for blood, basically.
Really?
Yeah, she becomes Mistress Vile. She becomes Mistress Vile.
All right.
So
yep.
They go through. They actually, and I won't spoil this, but they actually give a canonical reason as to why Dark Spectre looked like Malagor from the Turbo movie. They literally they close
I don't want to spoil for Kevin.
They close every plot hole.
Do they ever explain the Phantom Ranger?
Yes.
Like what happened to him?
Not like what happened to
yeah.
him, but they explain like what he is. He has a whole backstory with Rita.
Okay. Okay. I promise you, next week, we're going to nerd out about this thing.
Yeah, they kind of treat the Morphin Grid like the Force. So yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, Nolan, I'm excited to hear your journey with this. But Kev, what have you been watching this past week?
So I tried several times to watch the new Alien TV show, but I keep starting at like 1 o'clock in the morning and falling asleep. But because of that, I did watch the first 2 episodes of the new King of the Hill. A++.
Is it good?
It's actually I think it's fantastic. I identified with Hank coming home and being like, "What happened here?" The and then yeah.
No, go ahead. I thought you were done.
Oh no, I watched something else, but shoot, what was it? I watched some awful action movie. That it was like these people go to an island and there's these cannibal monks and they use the blood of young girls to resurrect zombies, and it was a whole bunch of fighting, and there was supposed to be a sequel, but they never made a sequel. Can't remember what it was. I think it was called Raw Force or something like that. Just some shock.
If I could say something on your thoughts on the King of the Hill show real quick, Kevin, like I'm so happy to hear that from you, because I've been hearing people with a lot of opinions on that show from different ends of various belief structures, political spectrum, all that. And most people are saying it's pretty good. So it's appealing to a lot of different types of people from different backgrounds. That is a true diverse audience when your content is that good that everyone's happy and it's respectful to the people.
Yeah,
how is Alien Earth? That's my big question.
It looks very pretty. I just haven't gotten the Xenomorph. I haven't gotten in far enough, but I saw a picture of the Xenomorphs. It's excellently shot. You know, it gives you nice vibes to like OG Alien. So I will when I hopefully, if I have time to actually watch it tonight, that's the plan. I actually want to watch it. I'll let you know what I actually think. But that's why I'm not far enough to give an opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the premiere for Peacemaker season 2 tonight and get annoyed, I think. So
Kevin, your Kung Fu Island cannibal movie. Did that have Cameron Mitchell in it?
I think so.
The guy from Space Mutiny and
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I think I saw that one.
What a sentence! Your Kung Fu Island cannibal movie,
right?
Like
I didn't
love
even
that.
blink at it. One other thing I watched probably my favorite episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation up to this point that I'm watching.
Which one?
Riker goes onto the Klingon ship as first officer in the exchange. I was riveted. I was like, this is awesome. Like, it's the first episode where I have been like, okay, I really dig this.
Mm-hmm.
What season are you in?
2.
He should be in 2.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
That
good
episode was so cool. And the guy who's like in I think it was that Shao Kahn that played one of the Klingons? Or I know he was the big
Shao
vampire
is the
Buffy
officer. Yeah.
But yeah, that was so cool. The just the Klingon like culture and everything aboard the ship. I was riveted. I thought it was fantastic. I have not gotten a chance to continue Supernatural yet.
And the side story of the Klingon giving a hard time to Worf was good too.
Yes.
If I can say something to you, Marvin, it only gets better and better from here. Like season 3, you're in for like the best show ever made.
I'm counting down the episodes to the point where I get to the debut of the Borg. I think I'm like maybe 6 or 7 episodes away from it at this point.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Such a good episode too.
Can you stop distracting him from Supernatural? What are y'all doing over here?
Well, I was
if I didn't have to watch Peacemaker tonight, Trish, I would continue Supernatural tonight. But I gotta watch
Patiently
Peacemaker.
waiting over here.
I know. I'm sorry.
I was hoping Nolan was going to say Pulaski's a better doctor than Beverly.
Oh my god! Does anyone think that? Because I've only encountered lots of Beverly Crusher love.
No, Beverly's awesome with Pulaski's a much better doctor.
So,
Just the sheer fact that in season 1, she's like, "Yeah, Jordy, I can't do skadoosh for your eyes, so just live in pain for your whole life." And two episodes in, Pulaski's like, "I do this all the time. You just let me know when you're ready."
So are you telling me whenever those prescription ads have the whole 9 out of 10 doctors recommend is Crusher the 10th Doctor?
Have you gotten to the holodeck episode where Data is playing Sherlock Holmes yet?
Yes, I think I did. I think I did, and I think I skipped it like halfway through. I think I was. When there's
a great episode,
and it sets up a later episode.
The holodeck episodes, I'm always just like, I don't like this. I don't want to watch them.
Oh my god!
I don't want to watch them be in like old timey England. I want to see them in space.
And Pulaski
all of my life, my dad has hated a majority of the holodeck episodes. So hearing you say that is like so refreshing to me. I like them, but it's funny.
Fans of Voyager know the true pain of holodeck episodes because there was this long-running thing where one of the producers liked Regency era fiction, and so she had Janeway doing like a Jane Eyre style holodeck novel that went nowhere. It was not connected to the plot. She wasn't going there for advice. It was just because the producer wanted it in there.
There are no Voyager fans. That's just a misnomer at the start.
I married one.
I'm a Voyager fan. I love Catherine Janeway. She is
all of her war crimes.
That's right. So many.
Kevin, you don't like Voyager. You just think you like Voyager.
No, I was
called Stockholm Syndrome.
First I did not like it, and then the first season was really rough to get through. And then I remember I was at like a family barbecue or something, and it was because Voyager used to play twice. Used to play on its Wednesday night slot and Sunday at 7, I think. So I sat around with nothing to do, and for some reason there was a bunch of them on, and it was leading up to the premiere because they were kicked off the ship, and I watched the bunch of episodes going into the premiere. And I'm like, oh, I don't hate this as much as I thought I did. It was just rough, and then I went back and I can't remember where we are in the sequence, but it's like we all understand the rules of certain TV tropes, like. If you catch the fugitive is no longer a fugitive, and so the show is over. The fugitive can never catch the one-armed man because if he does, then the show is over. So Voyager suffered from they can't get home or else the show's over. There's an episode where they find a wormhole, and they're talking to someone on the other side. Lady, you find it's a Romulan, and it did a great job because usually it's like a 3-act structure. But this one was broken up into 4 acts, and they kind of keep like subverting your expectations as you're moving along the way, and like they finally get to the point where yes, they can go home, and at the last second, they pull the rug out from under you because you find out that if they go home, they'll go back to Earth, but they'll be 30 years in the past, so they actually can't go home. I thought it was a brilliant episode, very very underappreciated. But
I like Captain Janeway as Galina Red Reznikov on Orange is the New Black for the first few seasons before the show got super woke. But so all right, guys, we got to move on because we are 45 minutes into the show and we have not done any of the show yet. So this is a show that is made for you and
like Cracker Barrel stop.
Yep. Oh, don't get me started on Cracker
We're
Barrel.
embracing our inner Voyager. We're not getting to the point yet.
Yeah, it is made for you and financed by you. We count on your generous super chats to keep the lights on around here. If you want to become a part of the conversation, just send a super chat in and we will read them. We break between each story to read your super chats aloud. We do take breaks for super chats of $50 or more. So if you got something to say, make sure you say it and we will make sure that we get to it. Walter Tomaszewski for $1.99. Would a question Batman Superman movie work? I mean, Batman as the question? Because isn't the question
a crossover with the question?
Like the question and Batman?
Yeah, I'd see it as a team up, probably.
Yeah.
Only if Jeffrey Combs provides the voice of the question.
Totally agree. Yes.
You know exactly who the question would be if they made it in modern day. It would be Renee
Pascal?
Montoya. No, it would be Renee Montoya.
It can still be played by Pedro.
Well, no, you got to start as Jackie Earle Hurley because he was Rorschach, who was really just a question, and then at the end of it, it can become Renee Montoya, as long as it's not Rosie Perez Renee Montoya. Well, Rosie Perez did a fine enough job. She's just, 30 years too old.
Yeah,
I think it would be interesting if Superman doesn't trust the question, but Batman's like, no, wait, he's right more often than he's wrong.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a cool movie. All bee booty bees and bacon with big bees. I can't even tell what that is. Oh, it's the demon. It's the demon puppet.
Oh,
this is together we're glowing, gonna be golden. You and Kumia gifted 5 Tooney Town TV memberships. Thank you very much, you and Kumia. Hope you guys enjoy those memberships. We got a new video that's dropping tomorrow, so as members you are able to get that early. It's up there now, and we have a members only live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. so make sure you tune in for that. Regina Sharp for $5 says, remember kids if it's not glom gold, it's crap. I knew if it's not Scottish, it's crap. So, Chef Eddie for $5 says, "This is Trish's show now. Don't let that little orange monster Colbert you and take away your show, Trish."
That's right.
Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert. we don't give him the dignity of saying Colbert the way he wants.
Oh, that's true. Colbert.
I have made converts, and I am so happy.
Liquid Fox, a member for 11 months, says, "I hate it when I'm watching a show and Sarah Michelle Gellar shows up. The screen always starts buffering." Sorry about that. Not this. Hashtag Team Oz.
Boo! Although I do love Oz. We can get behind that one.
Team Oz.
Oh, no. Team Oz all the way.
He's the only person that can read Joss dialogue and sound like an actual human being.
Agreed. Agreed. For some reason, when Oz did that one guest spot on Angel, he seemed wildly out of place because he was still talking like Buffy Oz, obviously, he's the same character, and it felt so weirdly out of place on Angel.
You know who didn't? Spike.
Yeah, I know.
I will never not take the opportunity. Never.
I love when we negate his noble death to make for what is a very entertaining season of TV.
Yeah, it's worth it.
You had to have a normal death to make the jump from networks. Buffy had to die on WB to jump to UPN. Spike had to die on UPN to go through the portal to the WB.
That's true.
Look at how this works.
Yep, and Buffy never died again, which is why we never got Buffy as a guest star on Angel season 5. Well, actually, it was because she was filming The Grudge. But Regina Sharp for $5. By the way, I hate that episode where they go to Italy to try to find Buffy. Like I love it. I love it. And I love it, and I hate it. I love it because it's entertaining and it's funny, but I hate it because I'm like, this is the Buffy episode, really?
Actually, you know what I just thought of? When Nolan Martin, when we watched the Roger Corman Fantastic Four, Mercedes McNabb was young Sue Storm and I kept meaning to say something and I just kept forgetting, and I was like, Harmony?
Really?
I love Harmony. So Regina Sharp for $5 says, "The late start was
gold
the entire time." And Mike Glass gifted 10 Tooney Town TV memberships. Thank you very much, Mike Glass. I'm sorry, man. I just saw this. I would have jumped ahead to it. 10 Tooney Town TV memberships, and then another 5 for a grand total of 15 Tooney Town TV memberships. Thank you so much, Mike Glass. That's very, very generous of you, my friend. XJ Cherokee Bear, member for 1 month, says, "Disney equals Little Nas X in his undies." Okay. I
copy that.
I didn't get that.
I don't recognize anything after the equals. I mean, undies, I understand.
I don't understand that reference, Dean.
You beat me to it.
TJ Magnify member for 2 months says, "Hit the likes for Trish and Lauren and Marvin." Not for, I guess, Martin, Nolan, and Kev, though.
What that?
It's Tom F. Hi, Tom.
I think That is Tom F. I think it was because we were the only three on the screen at the time. Mike Glass, member for 3 months, says Marvin and Lauren, are you ever going to follow me? Am I not?
He got hit with not a ban, but his other account got compromised. So yeah, he's got another one out there. In fact, Lauren, he's been tweeting at you your Sydney Sweeney pictures.
No,
Mike, where's my Sydney pictures, huh?
He has. I'm seeing them every day in my feed. But you're tagged in them.
Kevin just saw that.
I'm not seeing them.
I don't know.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I'm going through my X feed and all your Sydney Sweeney pictures are popping up, and my wife's going, "What's that about?"
I just use X for the advertisements. Didn't you know?
Well, he was sending them to me on his old account. You know, this is a running gag that he's had, that he's been sending these to me. But when he swapped over to the new account, I stopped getting them. And I assumed, well, maybe he just had something automated set up. And it's like, it didn't bother me, you know, because it was just a gag. But I didn't realize that he was supposedly still sending them to me because I haven't been getting them.
No, he is. And I guess your loss is my tragedy.
I guess so. So congratulations, Bert.
Well, Mike Glass, I just followed you, so now I'm following you. Dragon Queen checking in for member for 2 months says welcome back. Hugs for all. Thank you very much, Dragon Queen. And then Dragon Queen for $2 says it's Nolan's fault. It is, always is. Everything is always Nolan's fault here on this show.
Oh, I see. Oh, it was no one's fault. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well then, problem solved.
Oh my goodness! I think God bless that that clip. Maddie for $4.99 says it's always sunny had Danny DeVito as the Golden Bachelor. I didn't see that episode. There's so much of Always Sunny. I have not seen more of Always Sunny than I have seen because the show just keeps going.
I have such a weird relationship with that show because
too.
I should love it, and every time I watch it, I laugh. But I just never continue to watch it. It's kind of like how I was with Seinfeld, only I like It's Always Sunny more than I like Seinfeld.
Same.
I don't get it.
My favorite episode, I think, might be the Rumham episode is probably my favorite. But the one where they go to the water park and Frank is telling everyone that he has AIDS so that he can get to the front of the line for all the slides. And then he goes down the one slide and they turn the water off and his back bleeds all over the place. And that guy's got AIDS. And they all go running. You never saw that one?
No, I'm sorry. That if you're talking to me, I was reacting because Mike Glass told me to go to TMZ about Lil Nas X, and oh my, I hope he is all right.
What is
he
it?
was roaming the street in his tidy whities and hospitalized for a possible OD. So I don't know what that has to do with Disney necessarily, but I hope he's okay.
But didn't that happen to the guy from SNL too? I mean, there's been a lot of guys.
Well, I can say which one, which era?
I can't remember his name, but he was on 30 Rock as well. And
Tracy Morgan?
Tracy Morgan, yeah.
Huh. You know that my wife was the kennel manager for his, I think it was like 3 or 4 Rottweilers.
Oh wow!
Short term.
Really?
Every Tuesday and Thursday, he would send the dogs like 4 boxes each of chicken and broccoli from the local Chinese food restaurant.
That's fascinating.
Regina Sharp for $5 says, "Don't forget to watch Spaceballs as well, Marvin." Yeah, so it came up on Tooney Town Wrestling that I have never seen Spaceballs, and I was told that's not forgivable.
No, it's more horrifying that you haven't seen Labyrinth.
That one's what's surprising, really.
Yeah,
but Spaceballs is
surprising. Yes. Being a theater kid, that is surprising.
I was expecting a bigger reaction from Lorna having never seen Spaceballs.
I liked Spaceballs when it came out,
but
it doesn't hold up, in my opinion. I watch it today, and to me now, it's so obvious. It's lesser Mel Brooks, in my opinion. So.
So am I going to have the reaction I had when I watched The Goonies, where I was like, really, this is it?
I think it may be.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think he might be okay. When you
Lou
get to the
Mosterman's
end-
ghost hated that movie.
The Goonies? Or
No,
Spaceballs?
no, Spaceballs.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen Lou in such disgust of a movie in my life.
Yeah, funny thing
There
about-
are
Oh,
there are several solid gags in Spaceballs, but nothing that really connects them.
yeah. Funny, Tim Russ was, is now going on what, his 30th year as Tuvok, and he said that he gets more people who stop him to quote his scene in Spaceballs than they have ever stopped to talk to him about being a Tuvok, and he's only in Spaceballs for 45 seconds.
I'll say this in support of Voyager: he's the last actor to really understand Vulcans.
Yes.
CM5411975 says for $2 says, who wins, Puppet, Angel, or Marv? Oh, Angel win. I can't fight a vampire. The only fights I pick are the ones that I know I can win, like when I beat Kevin's 2-year-old in a sword fight.
He's still only one.
He's almost two.
A puppet vampire, though, I mean, what are they really taking? Stuffing?
I mean, you got to think. Well, you
Fluff?
got to think puppet versus puppet, though. It's like it's just like human versus vampire at that point.
I think you got the reach on him, though.
I watched Dean Winchester beat up many a vampire.
Yes, as did I.
Huh.
Marv has not yet because Marv is slacking.
I haven't gotten any vampires yet.
No.
So
The episode where Dean becomes a vampire is one of the early episodes where they do meta humor.
I didn't know.
Oh,
there was
yeah,
an
I
episode
remember
where he
that
becomes a
one.
vampire.
Well, spoilers, Martin.
It starts the episode.
No,
You have a while, though.
I'm sure it's literally in the episode.
It's like season 6, so you have a while. Don't worry.
All be booty bees and bacon and big
Oh my god, the picture.
Sweeney video again. You know what? I'll play the whole thing.
Thank you, everyone, for tonight. This has been such an amazing week. Thank you, Lord. Thank you to the amazing cast. Thank you, Casey. This is so wonderful. Have a crazy night. Thank you.
The closed
By the way,
captions are distracting.
Yeah, I know. that does play now at the beginning of our ending video. Spoiler alert. It's like she even turns around and says thank you to the cast, and it's like where we would be behind the video. So I don't know. I just think it's a nice way to send everybody off at the end of the night. Send everybody off. Just wanted to make sure people got my meaning there.
Kevin.
Speaking of meaning, Disney is trying to find the meaning in itself again because it has finally realized the major mistake that it made several years ago, and that is that Disney is currently scrambling to win back men and boys after driving them away from Marvel and Star Wars. Did you guys see this?
Need men. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I saw your article. This article.
Kevin.
So for years, Disney has been accused of alienating men and boys, the very audience that once made Marvel and Star Wars global juggernauts. Now, according to Variety, the company is quietly admitting its mistake. Executives are instructing their film division to create content specifically targeted at Gen Z males, boys and young men between the ages of 13 and 28, who Disney has been pushing away for years.
The way you said Variety. I'm sorry. Variety. Such
because it's not
on
what
it.
you expect Variety to write about.
I mean, I got it. I just made me laugh. It was so aggressive.
Variety is the last outlet that you would expect to be like Disney made a mistake.
Were they so tired of the gay question that they're just like, you know what? No, for once we are going to appeal to the men.
Wait, hold on a second. We're only asking about men? What about the gay men? This isn't a gay question. I'm not asking it.
So,
to be fair, that article, the Variety article, tried to run an awful lot of cover for Disney. They put the salient points in the article, but they're trying to excuse it and throw as much dust up in the air as they possibly can.
So, like, planted by a Disney executive who knows they have to pivot, they need some PR coverage for it, but they don't want Disney to get blamed. Something like that.
I think it's just still trying to deny reality. I don't know that this came as them trying to signal that they're pivoting, but it's obvious that they are aware of the fact that they have a serious problem. But I think they're still going to fight it every step of the way.
Well, so here's the thing. If Variety is running this story, it means Disney wants Variety to run this story because they don't do anything without Bobby Iger's nod of approval. So originally, guys, Lucasfilm and Marvel were cultural staples for men and boys. So fathers brought their sons to Iron Man and The Force Awakens with the same sense of excitement that earlier generations had for Indiana Jones or The Empire Strikes Back. But in the Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, and Kathleen Kennedy era, Disney's approach shifted dramatically. Superheroes and Jedi were reimagined, reshaped, and in many cases sidelined as the studio rebranded its most valuable franchises to appeal to female audiences instead. So now enter Variety, which this week reported that Disney has charged David Greenbaum, the studio exec, with developing original IP aimed at Gen Z men and boys. The age bracket given 13 to 28 isn't an accident. It's the audience that Marvel and Star Wars once dominated, and it's exactly the one that Disney has struggled to keep. That is also the audience that you need to create a blockbuster movie, for the most part. There are outliers, Titanic, Barbie, things like that. But typically, to get a blockbuster movie, you need men and boys between the ages of I would even say 13 and like 35. The report pointed to Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps, a movie that had strong reviews but couldn't sustain box office momentum, as well as the fact that Star Wars has not released a theatrical film in 7 years. Now, it quoted a rival studio executive who said, "I never thought I'd say it, but it looks like Disney is going to have to start trying." And of course, guys, that means, for so long, they coasted on just being Disney. They coasted on the brand name because Michael Eisner actually made that brand name mean something again. And Bob Iger has coasted on that ever since. But now the brand name is synonymous with nonsense. So, it's a self-inflicted wound, obviously. So here's the thing. Disney bought Star Wars and Marvel for the specific reason of they had nothing for boys. They had nothing. Boys had nothing. They were already princesses. The animated film skewed more girl heavy. So what was there for boys? Well, now we have superheroes and we have Star Wars. And then someone decided, and those someones are Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige, decided that these things need to be for girls now. And Chris Gore said, one of the famous Chris Gore tweet, where he said, turning Marvel and Star Wars into girls' brands will be one of the costliest decisions a movie studio has ever made. And he was crucified for that. Chris Gore of Film Threat was dragged through the mud by these wackadoo septum ring having weirdos, for that tweet. And he's been proven right. And Chris Gore, by the way, has been taking a glorious victory lap today with his middle fingers in the air over this, which I've been very happy to see. But
he deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. But guys, but here's my question. So Disney likes to say that they're changing things. They like to tell you they're changing things, but then they go back and they just do the same stuff all over again. We saw it with Bob Iger and Kevin Feige, where they were making all these statements about how Marvel was going to change. And then they made Fantastic Four First Steps, which has every major issue that Marvel has been facing for the last several years. So do you think this is actually going to happen? Or is this just more of Disney telling you what you want to hear, and then they're going to continue doing what they want to do and hope that you don't notice?
Well, it's a little bit of both. They can't afford to not make something that resembles a change, but they're not changing as they want to change. They're changing because they have no choice but to try to change, or at the very least pretend to change. Right? Feige knew darn well that before they cobbled together that boring mess that was going to be the Fantastic Four script, that what they were doing was not working, and he chose to quadruple down and then pretended to be surprised by the end result. And so part of the problem is that these critics in the media we should be questioning their integrity because they sign off on this garbage. And then, we can pretty much predict that they're going to give and somehow it was all the fans' fault response. Meanwhile, you go to the toy store and every toy, every action figure, aside from being scarce, they are of low quality and they're all peg warmers now. When male action used to be a big seller for retailers, it doesn't do anything now. I can't remember the last time someone was actually excited about a comic book movie, a Star Wars movie. We all kind of look at this stuff with dread. Can we get excited about the TV? But Peacemaker tonight, right now, apart from the fact that Peacemaker is supposed to be the second content out the box after Superman, and you want to be appealing to boys and men. The average straight male wants nothing to do with a multi-gender The Villages social gathering event. So that's how we're going to kick things off. Let alone
So what Kevin's talking about.
My son.
Yeah. So for what Kevin's talking about is apparently we've seen it in the Red Band trailer. Peacemaker season 2 opens up with Peacemaker engaged in what we called on Lorne and Apollo the other night. What do we call it? A villages gathering. It is an event that takes place in a state of undress with both men and women. So basically they made peace. They put the rainbow around John Cena. So guys, it is the gayest that John Cena has been since this.
你好，中国，这是叫西娜，我爱更尊重中国更中国人。
That's pretty gay. So,
is that the gayest Chinese groveling you've ever seen?
Yeah, yes, it is.
This most recent thing out of Disney, though, does this happen if the latest shareholder meeting was actually successful for them? Because I don't think this story comes out if the shareholder meeting was successful.
No. Well, I honestly, I don't even think it's connected to the shareholder meeting as much as I think it's connected to Fantastic Four, because what Fantastic Four had one purpose. It was supposed to reignite fan passion and generate excitement for Doomsday, and it did not do that. And they know that it didn't do that. So now all of a sudden, there's all of these Spider-Man set leaks, and now there's all of these Avengers Doomsday casting rumors that are flying around. And now all of a sudden we're rebranding from Men and Boys because they want you to be excited for Marvel again.
It's both. It's that I think the biggest blow is not just that Fantastic Four failed, but that people talked about Superman and not Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Nobody expected anything out of Superman, really. And granted, it didn't put the world on fire, but it was at least generally likable, and it got favorable reviews generally. Fantastic Four was just sort of ignored. They're not used to that. That's usually you spark either passionate devotion or horrible derision, and they got straight apathy. And I don't know that has happened before. And I think that spooked them and the shareholders.
Well, you know what? It's a situation where you've got you have a situation where Disney had nothing for boys. So they spent billions upon billions of dollars getting these two IPs that were boy gold mines. I mean, they were the biggest boy brands on the planet. And then they turned them into girl brands, which was the one thing they didn't need because they already had so many. It boggles the mind. It is the dumbest decision. And I honestly don't know if it came from Big Bob. It definitely came from Kathleen Kennedy. Definitely had this, well, it's our turn now, it belongs to us now, forces female mentality when she took it over. And Feige, the second they showed Ike Perlmutter the door, Feige was like, I'll leave if we don't start doing more diversity.
Iger drove this because Iger thought it was going to be an easy ticket into the White House. So he opened the door for this lunacy, signed off on it, and funded it. And if it wasn't for the beer bug, he probably would have, he probably would have scammed his way in. And it just didn't work out in his favor. And he didn't think he was going to have to come back, and he did. and the
Oh,
Chapek can only get but so much blame.
He never intended to leave. He was planning to rule behind the scenes at the very least, and just that was a plot from the very beginning. The only reason that he stepped back was because he was afraid of being blamed for what happened during that period. So he was trying to sidestep that while still running things in actuality.
I obviously Iger at the top of the pyramid is to blame for anything that happens below him.
Yeah,
within reason. But
well, I mean, he watches every movie 6 times. That's our guy.
That actually may be part of the problem. He should have better things to do. But marketing has to be to blame. I as well, because they simply were not set up to advertise to boys. And so all the advice that all the producers and toy manufacturers and anything were getting was coming from a company that was geared towards girls.
Huh. Yeah. That is very, very true. It's just a massive feeling. And look, we've said it on this show before, and we're going to say it again because, well, actually, you know what, Trish, I want to bring you into this conversation because you are a female who liked Marvel, right?
Yes.
So what was it about Marvel that drew you into it?
I mean, I could tell you the exact thing that drew me in, but I know you're talking more general. And I don't
No,
know
I want to know the
think of
exact thing. I want to know the exact thing.
It was Rocket Raccoon.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My friend was like, I'm going to try to get her into this. And she knew me enough to know I should show her Guardians of the Galaxy, which was absolutely the right move. And I just took to that sweet little rabbit like nobody's business. I just loved him. So then I was like, my other friend heard I did this. She was like, we're going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy too. Cause now she like smelled blood in the water. And she was just like, no, now we're definitely going to do this. And so then of course I got more attached, especially because I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2, in my opinion, is better than 1. I enjoy it more.
Right.
And then she really
I agree with you, by the way.
blood.
I agree with you, by the way. I like the story better. I like the third act better. I like the soundtrack better. I like everything better in Guardians 2.
Thank you, because I feel like that's generally a hot take. I don't know if it is or not, but I feel like it is. And then she was just like, I know what will really seal the deal here. And she showed me Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was over. It was over. So then I was just like, all right, yeah, I'll keep watching this stuff. And
Thor Ragnarok, I actually really didn't like it the first time I saw it. And it was like a Superman thing for me, where every subsequent time I saw it, I liked it a little bit more. Though I will say I saw Superman for a third time this week and liked it the same that I liked it in the second time. So it's not we've hit the plateau of my enjoyment of that movie, but which is still me saying I don't think it's a good movie, but it's fun at parts. But Thor Ragnarok I actually came to very much enjoy. I didn't like that I thought they were turning Thor into too much of a himbo, and then they turned him into a full himbo in Love and Thunder, and I didn't like that they turned the Hulk into a giant baby.
I mean, I guess that's where me not having any kind of real attachment to the comics was maybe a little bit more helpful for the movie, because I just didn't I understand where you're coming from entirely. I just didn't have that in my head, so I was able to kind of go in like a blank slate and enjoy what I got.
Sense.
And then you want to know the next movie she showed me, which was both brilliant and kind of insane at the same time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Infinity War.
Wait, so you saw Infinity War and had no idea who the majority of the people in that movie were?
I mean, I wasn't an idiot, so I knew of the characters, obviously Captain America is Captain America, and I was aware of that and whatnot. And some of it had made my way into my mental sphere just because it was everywhere. But I really had no total concept of it, but that movie is so good that it almost didn't matter. It just resonated anyway. And that was the one where I said, okay, you know what, to understand what I just enjoyed a little better, I think I'm just really going to go and watch these. And then that was what did it.
So basically you were drawn in as a woman by, quirky characters and fun action and good humor, and basically just a compelling narrative. It had nothing to do with speaking to identity. And I think that a lot of women had that experience. They went and they saw it with they got dragged along with their husband or boyfriend or something like that, or their brother, and they watched it. They were like, hey, this is fun. I want to see more of these. And it became a brand that everyone liked. Yes, Kevin.
Well, the trick of it is that these movies and these properties were designed to be universal. Yes, masculinity is inherently male, so it's going to appeal to men more. The men are generally more entertainment driven, especially by visual arts, so they're going to come. But there was nothing that was female exclusionary about about the storytelling and the products and the IPs. It's once the corporate creatives got involved that you started seeing exclusion taking root in how the stories were told. And once you start cutting away and not making it universal, the backlash is that people notice it and they get repulsed by it. Women also like masculinity. The women also like to be entertained. So when you watch these when you watch these movies, there's a consistent truth that happens, right? The male fans go no matter what, because you have a certain percentage that just needs to see what the content is. But then you watch the female audience also fall off a cliff. So they tried to cater only to women and wound up catering to nobody. So this nonsense, we got to get men back. Well, yeah, no duh. But you also need to get back to the business of just telling good freaking stories so that everybody wants to come back.
Well, I think that there was a major misconception in Disney that, women like Marvel now, and what women really want are empowerment girl power stories. And we've learned through the box office that women don't want that. You know what they want? They want Hollywood Chris's with their shirts off. Or just good quality stories. Like Trish was forced to see it by someone and then ended up liking it and diving into the rabbit hole. I think that's how many people got involved in it. But then they were like, oh, no. We have to make it for the women now because we're going to give them girl power because that's what they want. And it's Trish, am I right? It's the last thing they want.
Yeah. Do you know who my favorite characters are overall in the whole universe?
Rocket Raccoon and Bucky, right?
And Thor. Actually, you say Bucky, I actually care about Thor a lot more. Like when I was collecting pops, I have Thor pops. Like that's what I have. Those were the ones that I kept snagging. I love Thor. I love Iron Man. The only one that's a woman is Black Widow out of all of them. And that's not like a conscious thing. That's not me being like, ooh, woman with men. It's just who I took to. And I wasn't thinking about gender or anything like that. I just went, or human in the case of Rocket Raccoon. I just went with who I enjoyed watching and what characters grabbed me the most. And Black Widow did, but the rest of them happened to be male. It's just, I think we think further into this stuff than we do. And when I say we, I mean everyone. And I also just mean women. I'm not
it goes into that.
It
goes into that Hollywood trope where now Hollywood studios believe that you can't identify with a character unless they look and act exactly like you.
Yeah. And they don't, by the way. Every time they think that they're doing that, they don't.
Right.
So it's stupid anyway. They're not even accomplishing that.
So now we are seeing what happens now over on Netflix with what can happen when you actually listen to the audience and design new things for them, without in trying to decide what's best for them yourselves. Audiences are fawning over this K-pop Demon Hunters. It is the biggest thing in the world right now. I mean, merchandise, we're talking, number one on Netflix for weeks, and just the numbers keep going up. They're talking about live concerts now, a sequel that's going to be in theaters. This is a bona fide hit because they made and this is why they made a new thing specifically for a specific audience that wanted that thing.
Yeah,
Martin,
it's my girls are really interested in this. My boys like it, and I like that they're doing the teenage girls superhero, but they get to still be teenage girls.
Yeah.
Well, again, like
it reminded me of like Totally Spies or something like that from like the trailer that I saw. I watched the first 5 minutes, but then my wife had to leave to go to the gym, and I was like, okay, I'll wait because we're gonna watch it together.
Well, again, Buffy and Xena sold and worked for a reason. Xena was more over than Hercules. Like you just have to have quality and compelling story. And listen, and this we don't need men nonsense or we need to feminize men nonsense. This has been happening in entertainment since the mid 70s anyway. It's especially when you hit the 80s. It's the man of the 80s, and it's all about sensitivity and all other bull crap. And it just the pitiful looniness just came home to roost. Right around 2013, and hit peak stupidity. In the 2020s. So this was a slow burning dumpster fire.
You know what I realized? I don't want to derail
realize,
anything, but I was sitting here and thinking about my favorite Marvel people and why they're my favorite. And I realized that the reasons that I came up with, they don't put on those female superheroes. I mean, outside of Black Widow, because that was when they were doing things right. They don't do any of the things that drew me into those other characters with their strong, amazing, perfect female superheroes. None of them. Like Rocket and Tony, I love their wit. And I love how they have a special kind of skill set, because I think people sometimes forget that about Rocket. But they don't do that with women because the women can do everything. They also have no personality. They're boring. Captain Marvel is so painfully boring. She's cardboard.
She's Captain Marvel in name only, by the way.
Because Carol
Danvers used to be a phenomenal character before she got destroyed by boring feminists who don't have any actual ability to write comic books.
Which is a
She
shame.
used to have a better costume too.
And what was the name people went with for a while? Was it Carl Manvers or something like that?
Yeah.
With Thor, it was, I could tell he was a genuinely good hero. There was no, I mean, he was funny and he made me laugh, but I could tell he was a good person, and I loved his interplay with Loki, and it tugged on that for me. Bucky, his story's sad, and because he's not Steve, like he's the same as Steve, super soldier displaced, but he's opposite Steve, and I found that really, really interesting. And so I'm looking at these women characters, they have none of that. They don't have ties to anyone really the way some of the other ones do, like, Loki and Cap. They don't make them funny or witty. They don't make them have some sort of one power that makes them like useful in a specific scenario. Nothing. They don't do any of it. None of it. They are just amazing at everything and completely boring while doing it. Well, and it doesn't even have anything to do with gender, but it seems to be how they see strong women. That's what they think that a strong woman that you should idolize is.
And from what I see of these K-pop Demon Hunters, these characters are flawed. They are multi-layered. There's a lot of like having to come to terms with like, your own insecurities and anxieties, but it's not one of those things where it's like you're perfect and the world has to rise to you, where it's you have to rise up to the world. With Captain Marvel was basically like, you're already perfect, you already have all the power that you need, you just have to accept how awesome you are.
Well, listen, we got to address the elephant in the room. Who wrote and made this movie?
K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah.
Who did? I don't know.
Where did it come from? What part
Japan?
of the planet did it come from?
Sony?
Because it had nothing to do with Western writers.
You're right. Came from an Eastern company. You're right. I mean, look, Sony of America is one of the wokest companies around, and you don't want to ever do anything with them. But yeah, Sony theatrical, I believe, still comes out of Japan, and you're right. We're starting to see it more than ever, and that's why I feel like the West is trying to kind of like stifle or stop Eastern entertainment.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all.
I'm not sure about that. I might be not seeing the forest for the trees, because when I look at Netflix, they've made a specific effort to purchase Korean shows. And in turn, actually not in turn, because South Korea, had specifically created as an export market dramas and comedies for Americans,
right,
or Westerners.
Right. But then what we're seeing, Martin, is like, so something like Squid Games, all of a sudden there's an invincible trans character in Squid Games, you know, in seasons 2 and 3. Like they're starting to Americanize that stuff. And then the other thing is when they get anime from Japan, you have these localizers who literally change the translation of the words that are being spoken to make them woke.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane how they are trying to counteract the Eastern influence, and you see it with video games.
Down that patriarchy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's these pesky patriarchal, whatever the heck they said, like in that one anime where like they just changed everything completely in that scene to be about down with the patriarchy.
Disgusting. Turn into their own propaganda.
It is. It's gross. But again, K-pop Demon Hunters, just like Zombies 4, just like Descendants, is made for a specific audience that wants it. In the video, it's a little spoiler for you. In the video that drops tomorrow morning, I make this this comparison. Imagine a boy is playing with a G.I. Joe, and you take the G.I. Joe away from him, and you put a dress on it, and you hand it to his sister. The boy is now angry because it's like, why did you take my toy and give it to my sister? And the sister is like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this?
No, G.I. Joe just sits down with Barbie and it's the baby because it's smaller.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is like, you know, I've always found that fascinating with boys and girls and the way they play with toys, because the boys will always kind of stick to like no, like the Turtles fight the Foot Clan. And the girls will be like, well, maybe this is the one where the Shredder and the Turtles become friends and have Thanksgiving dinner. Like they,
yes,
you know, they take the boy toy and they try to like conform it to what they want it to be. Whereas the boys just kind of like stay locked in to, you know, the universes that they see with the action figures.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I say that over and over with my boys and my girls.
So, Martin, by the way, you let your kids watch K-pop Demon Hunters? It's appropriate?
I supervised the whole time. So I wasn't just turning it over to them. But every once in a while, we'll take a flyer and all sit together and let them watch something if they're really interested in it.
Right. I wasn't sure if it was appropriate or not. So I trust your judgment, though, when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, if they do a live, like apparently one of the girls my wife was telling me was trying to be a K-pop star and failing. And I'm like, well, she's a K-pop star now. Like if they put those girls on tour and give them live concerts, it's going to be the biggest thing, because the sing-along in theaters now, I believe was selling out.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So again, it's, you know, you take the Silver Surfer and make the Silver Surfer female, and you don't have the same level of nearly the same level of interest that you would have if you just created a new IP specifically for these teenage girls with something that they already like.
Well, that's oh gosh, isn't that the most frustrating part of it all? Is that listen, I get it. The creative rot is prevalent. It's been on display for a long time. So because these folks can't create anything new, again, because we talk about a lot of times, these guys, you know, the nepotism has strangled actually creative people out of the business, and the folks who get the chance to tell the stories, they have no life experience and they exist in a very small myopic bubble. So all they're doing is recycling things we've seen on TV before. They don't have the ability to build brand new, vibrant characters, so they just kind of come in, and ironically, they appropriate, and then change what's already existing so that it fits what they think you want to see. When everybody's saying it's like, hey, I don't think someone would mind a black female character, in a lead role, as long as it's a brand new black female character who didn't, let's say, replace Iron Man for whatever reason.
If I could chime in for a second,
Go ahead, Nolan.
I think thank you. IK8181 has a really good point in the chat where they say there was a K-pop con in LA a few weeks ago. The Staples Center was sold out for Golden. The video is insane. And I think that's extremely relevant because, to Kevin's point, people will support a female lead, a black female lead. They'll even support a trans female lead. They'll go whatever. If the story's good and you're chasing a market that is there and is going to support it and is financially big enough to support said product. I think that's the problem now where a lot of times they're like, hey, let's magically overnight mix a girl brand to a boy brand or whatever have you. Whereas the K-pop stuff, K-pop is everywhere and it's not rocket science. It's been huge since the days of BTS. They saw a market and they claimed it. And one more thing, they didn't put this thing in the theater. Like, this thing would have bombed in the theater, but they knew this audience was on Netflix, and that's where they put it. And I think they're smart business people as a result of this.
I agree. And K-pop is like a big thing. Right? It's been building for years. I mean, it's cross-generational, too. But this movie, now, I don't know, you guys with kids, are you seeing that this movie is more so just like a girl thing, or are boys enjoying it as well?
My boys like it.
Yeah. It's got action. There's fighting, the male characters aren't incompetent.
And from what I understand, one of the male characters actually babyface turns. Yeah, and so it's not just like they're just dumb and stupid and they're the villains that have to be defeated.
Yeah, it's just old school basic storytelling, and it's the kind of paraphrase from an old George Carlin observation, but it does ring true. They happen to be female. That's it doesn't matter. Like and they embrace the fact that girls just react differently to certain things. So it's okay. It's just innocuous fun. Again, Catherine Janeway. People embrace Janeway. People embrace Ripley. People embrace Sarah Connor. This isn't and many more. Princess Leia, Queen Amidala. We can keep it going. Even Ahsoka. We can keep it going. People are not repulsed by gender and or melanin count. I know plenty of people who prefer Benjamin Sisko to Picard. You just want good quality characters with good quality stories. The Jodie, what doctor was she? The 13th Doctor rode into town with a ton of goodwill behind her, and then she met Rosa Parks. People are willing to give things a chance. These studios have to stop dropping the ball and blaming the fans. It's time to take a good look in the mirror and realize the half of you there should not have your jobs.
When it comes to K-pop Demon Hunters and your original question, it did take my boys longer to get into it than it took my girls.
Okay.
But once they were there, they were there.
Interesting. Lauren, your son's kind of in that age range where it's a thing. Has he seen it? You're
no, we don't have Netflix, so no, he hasn't seen it.
Okay. All right. So let's get to some of your super chats. I see a couple have come in, a few. If you guys want to join in the conversation, make sure you send in a super chat. Like I said, we do stop between stories to read them, and we break for $50 or more. So Regina Sharp, member for 6 months, yells, "Pivot!" And like Friends. Pivot. One of the few funny things I've ever found funny in Friends.
When I did the VMAs a couple of years ago, one of the heads of the security at Paramount, it was the most disorganized thing I've ever seen in my professional life. And he's kept like, well, gentlemen, all we're going to do is we just have to pivot. And pivot became, gentlemen, just pivot. And by the time we got to the day of the show, the entire crew, because my team was built of mostly wrestlers and meatheads, every time something happened, people just kept screaming, "Pivot! Pivot! Pivot!"
JJ Gosling, member for 3 months, says they need more men and boys to keep PDF Pedro happy. He reminds me of Buffalo Bill. It puts the lotion on his skin, or else it gets the hose again. Yeah, well, I'm about to say, if you want
the bell, but you just plowed on through
PDF, it's a PDF file.
Sure, it is. By the way, that bell is a new innovation. Who gave that to you?
I bought it myself.
I suppose I should not be surprised.
Yeah. That was one of those browsing Amazon, like, oh, look, it's a little dingy bell.
I'd cast me hard.
Does anybody else find it hard to watch Monk sometimes?
If you're looking to get the boys and men back, Pedro Pascal is not the way to go.
If you give me anxiety, I rub the shoulders again.
Oh my god! Reported. So, have you guys heard this rumor that there was some kind of like altercation on the Doomsday set between two stars, and it led to some delays in filming?
I heard,
and I'm like, okay, who did Pedro try to touch? Did Pedro try to put his hands on Rebecca Romaine, and she like kicked him in the nuts?
I'm gonna kick you in the nut.
Wasn't it Alan Cumming who said he didn't even remember anybody?
He didn't know who he was talking to.
Yeah. And not even their character names.
I love how the Fox X-Men are the one that are just blowing this movie up. Like, Rebecca Romaine's like, yeah, there's no script. Like, I don't know if I'm done filming or not. And Alan Cumming is like, I have no idea who I was filming with because there was no one actually there. It was all green screens. It's like the Fox X-Men are like the rival team that come in to play on the home team field, and they're just like, yeah, this place stinks.
Do you think they go for drinks at the commissary afterwards and they go, do you remember when we used to work for a real movie studio?
do you think like in the commissary it's like the Fox X-Men sit on one side of the room and like the MCU guys sit on the other side of the room?
It's like
I would love it if that's the case. The Sharks, yes, Mambo, go. William Thompson gifted 5 Tooney Town TV memberships. Thank you so much, William Thompson. We are happy to have you here, my friend, and your hat is awesome. I enjoy being on the enjoyed being on the panel with you the other night on Lord and Apollo. That was a lot of fun. Maravita, member for 3 months, says, I got into Marvel and X-Men from the X-Men cartoons. So amazing. So I had to see the movies. Marvel was a short hop from the Justice League. Yeah, I got into X-Men from the cartoon as well. It's also how I got into Spider-Man. I remember the way I got into Spider-Man was I was in 3rd grade, and when you like did like when you got like certain grades or did like certain things around the classroom, you would get these points that you could then trade in for like little like candies or knickknacks or stuff like that. And one of the things I got was it was an X-Men comic book. It was like a little tiny comic book, and it had Spider-Man in it. And I saw that he was like cracking jokes and cracking wise, and I'm like, oh, it's a boy character and he jokes like Rogue. And because that was like when we would play Power Rangers in the neighborhood, I always had to be the serious characters because, you know, Cyclops or Wolverine or something like that. And I was like, I want to be a funny character. And I saw Spider-Man and I was like, yep, this is the one. I like this. And then they made the Fox Spider-Man show soon after, and I fell in love with it then. But yeah. Let's see. All right. I think that's caught up on the super chats. If you want to join in the conversation, guys, send in your super chats and we will read them after the next story. And the next story is one that I think is going to make some heads explode. It is kind of an intersection of Doctor Who and Harry Potter, and none of it is any fun. Michelle Gomez has bowed to gender activists with allyship statement ahead of the Harry Potter audiobook appearance. So you might know her from Doctor Who, where she played Missy, the regenerated female form of the Master, who was actually a fantastic character, by the way.
Brilliant character.
Brilliant. The reason I took this photo is it's literally one of my favorite moments in all of Doctor Who when she reveals that she's the Master.
Yeah, they filmed 2 scenes for that.
Did they?
One where she reveals that she's the Randy, and the other where she reveals it's the Master.
Really? That's interesting. I like the way they went. I like that they went with the Master on this. But The wizarding world continues to expand across multiple mediums, but with each new project comes the shadow of controversy surrounding franchise creator J.K. Rowling. At the center of recent discussion is Michelle Gomez, the acclaimed Scottish actor for Doctor Who as Missy, who will voice Professor McGonagall in Audible and Pottermore Publishing's Harry Potter, the full cast audio editions. By the way, Michelle Gomez as Professor McGonagall is actually fantastic casting. Like, yeah, I think that's a phenomenal casting. But of course, you know, the alphabet people got all upset, and so they raised a stink. And she faced scrutiny from fans, and she says, "To my LGBTQ fans, and especially the trans community, I want to speak directly to the concerns that have been raised about my involvement in this project. I hear you, and I understand why this is painful for many. I want to be clear that I stand with T people, and I support T rights fully and without hesitation. When I accepted this role, I did so as someone who has always loved the stories and what they meant to so many, especially those who found comfort and identity in that world. I now understand more clearly how deeply complicated and hurtful this association can feel. Give me a break." And I take that seriously. Being an ally means listening, even when it's uncomfortable, and taking accountability where it's needed. I'm committed to doing both. So, you know, Raven wrote this amazing article. Raven wrote the article, and I had to add in, despite her sudden statement, Gomez has expressed no immediate plans to donate her salary from this project to gender charities.
What are they mad about? I don't understand.
That she's involved.
So you can't.
You can't go anywhere near Harry Potter in any way, shape, or form. They will.
You cannot.
It's, quote,
you
not
can't
allowed.
read it. You can't. Yeah, you can't read it. You can't play the video game. You can't be involved in it. You certainly can't take money from it. You can't participate in anything that gives her money.
All right, listen.
Oh, the glasses are on.
To all my T's out there, everywhere, anywhere. You guys got to start reading the room. All right, listen. There are a lot of L, G's, and B's out there who did a lot of hard work. A lot of them died. You know, some of them got beat up. A bunch were ostracized. But they actually went through something and actually had real problems so that, you know, we could get to a place where everybody could sit in a room together and just be happy. And you temper tantruming psychopaths seem to be hell-bent on making sure that people go back to a time where nobody likes you. And most of us just don't like you because you're a-holes. So my advice is stop being a bunch of blithering a-holes, go back under whatever weirdo rock you crawled out of, and leave everybody alone, because people have the ability to go take a freaking job if they want to take a freaking job. What, she can't feed her family, eat, and get things because you're mad that someone had an opinion you don't like?
Well, I'm more look. We all know that they're gonna have this conversation with anyone who goes anywhere even remotely near Harry Potter. I'm more upset of the fact that she caved.
Well, she you know, it's not like she's, you know, listen, if she lived in the States, maybe she might not have caved. Once you're trapped over in dystopian Europe, you either got to get along or you go to jail. It just is what it is. They are intent on bringing all things Orwellian to life. So it's only a matter of time before the farm animals start standing up and talking.
My thing is, it's infuriating because, like, this is an audiobook.
Yeah.
That's it. It's an audiobook that's a full cast recording. So the narrator is going to narrate, and then look at the cast of this audiobook, by the way, because it's insane. Hugh Laurie as Dumbledore, Matthew McFadden as Voldemort, Riz Ahmed as Snape, Cush Jumbo as the narrator. I mean, there's a lot. Apparently, the girl who's playing Hermione in the HBO series is playing Hermione in the audiobook as well, or at least for the first few, because they're going to switch Harry, Ron, and Hermione halfway through to represent the age jump.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, come on.
I hope Hugh Laurie plays Dumbledore like he played House.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
American?
Yes.
American and addicted to drugs?
Harry, where's my perks?
Yeah.
It's no longer lemon sherbet that he likes.
Harry, listen, I don't got time for this. I need my Vicodin. You're a dummy. Just wait for that I'm stupid.
The password to get up Pass the gargoyle to his office, his medications.
Oxycodone. But I mean, like, I was more excited for these audiobooks than I am for the HBO series. Because I'm like, this actually sounds like it'll be really fun listening to a bunch of like good actors actually like act this out as like a radio play. I'm all for this. Trish, what do you think? Would you get this?
I mean, you know, in a bubble, yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm not against that. You know, I kind of always think that's a little bit of a clever way to go about telling a story. I have my audiobooks. Like, this is the thing I feel like lately with what they're doing with Harry Potter, which we sort of touched on the Lauren and Apollo show when I was on talking about Harry Potter. It's like there's so much in this world, and it's like they are intent on rehashing the same stuff. There's 2 different narrators already for audiobooks. Now, I understand this is a cast thing, but it's like we really needed a 3rd audiobook. Like, why couldn't we put all of this effort towards something new? Like a new story.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I don't have a horse in this race. The reason they're doing it is that they tried to do something new and it failed.
Because they picked the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. But they did try it, and the message that they got is, okay, you don't want that. So if we want to keep this thing going, we're going to have to try and sell you the same thing again.
It's just, I mean, it's not like
I thought they should have
vocal.
they should have continued. They should have continued the story, but I don't think. But now maybe they can't because this Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is supposed to be canon.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, I know. The only thing that I personally feel like could stay is Scorpius Malfoy.
Yeah,
because I actually thought that was like an interesting character with an interesting storyline.
It was an interesting character. Yeah, but I mean, isn't it a 2-day show? Like, don't you have to go into the city twice to see it?
I don't know because I never bothered.
I think it is.
I think so.
It is. Yeah,
I actually never heard that seriously. Why is it a 2-day show? Because it's so long.
I guess because it's so long. I remember, like, I mean, not remember. It was this past. So my wife and I went to New York to see Wicked while we were up north, and it was such a hassle from the train to navigating through the city. Well, it also is because 3 different things converged at the same time during this trip to New York. It was the Dominican Pride Parade. And by that, I mean pride in being Dominican. It wasn't like Dominican gay pride. It was the Dominican Pride Parade. It was a Yankee game, and it was a Jonas Brothers concert in the Meadowlands. So the train ride was insane. I think the Jonas Brothers sold out Giant Stadium.
The other one of these things does not belong.
Apparently, the Jonas Brothers filled Giant Stadium. I don't understand how.
Hey, they did more to fill up Giant Stadium than Daniel Jones did.
Dan Jones
coming in
hot. Like it was.
My inner Colts fan is very mad right now. Go ahead, Marvin.
we were trying to get to the Nintendo store in Rockefeller Center at one point because we had time to kill, but the parade was going down 6th. And so we couldn't cross the street. So I'm like, all right, let's go to the M&M store for a bit. We'll come back when the parade's over. We go to the M&M store. We come back when the parade, it's still going on. I was like, how is this the longest parade that's ever existed? It was, and then when we got out of the show, the parade had ended. And I was like, oh, let's walk down 7th. We'll go right through Times Square. It'll be nice. No, it wasn't. Because Times Square was so full of people. From everyone that was on 6th came over to 7th. And it was just insane. Apparently somebody got stabbed.
Oh,
so
New York City, it's, you know.
I know intellectually that the M&M store refers to the candy. But in my mind...
I thought of it too.
What?
Marshall Mathers, M&M.
The rapper.
Yes, no, it was not the that M&M store. The M&M when I was a kid, the M&M store in Times Square was just this like enchanting place where I was just like, oh, it's like a magical chocolate land. We walked in there now. I'm like, it's hot in here. It's dirty. It's just
it's New York City, baby.
I'm not afraid.
Though one of the best things was it got so crowded on the street that I was like, we need to duck into the next store, and it opened the door. and turned out it was the American Eagle store, and it was just Sydney Sweeney everywhere.
Sydney.
Upgrade.
Yeah. So it was a crazy. Not the craziest thing that we went through in this trip, but it was up there as one of the craziest things. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna still get this audiobook. Here's the thing: when it comes to Potter with the activists, they don't even want you to try to appeal to them. They just want Potter to be gone, because they tried with Hogwarts Legacy. They put in the bartender in Hogwarts Legacy who was a trans character, and they didn't care. I mean,
have they considered giving Harry cross-sex hormones?
What?
It'll give him. I said, have they considered giving Harry cross-sex hormones? That'll give him cancer.
Probably. At the end of the day, for the first time ever, they saw the Serona Ryan thing as the pandering nonsense that it was, because it was literally just pandering nonsense. But they didn't care. Like, you can't give them enough, so stop trying. And despite the fact that they all opposed it, that game still made a gajillion dollars, and they're making a sequel. So, look, at the end of the day, we'll get to it in our next story, because I wanted to talk about, like, when some people protest something versus when other people protest something. Where in one instance things happen, and in the other instance nothing happens.
Well, because one side has money and the other side does not.
Right. Let's see here. William Thompson checking in for $5 says, by the way, my hat will always be better than your hat, Lauren Connor. Jealous much. Plus the hat where wars goes on. See you tomorrow. There you go, Lauren.
As I said earlier, regarding another opinion that he was putting out in the chat, this is just further proof that his hat is inferior, because obviously it is too tight on his head.
I suppose that's true.
Somehow William Thompson returned.
Regina Sharp for $5 says, Harry Potter in the expanded universe. Think of the merchandising.
Well, I think they learned the wrong lesson from Fantastic Beasts not doing as well as they thought. It wasn't not explore the rest of the universe. It was people want to see the story move forward, or you have to give them the prequel that they really wanted, and they chose to not do any of that.
Well, see, I thought the idea of showing the war with Grindelwald was actually a good idea. By calling it Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I think that confused a lot of people. People didn't realize what it was.
Well, it's just been about Dumbledore from the beginning.
Well, I was going to say, I didn't see them, but wasn't it in the beginning? My impression is always that it wasn't like Dumbledore was a part of it in the beginning. Wasn't it very much so? The first movie is like Newt Scamander and the creatures and that whole aspect of it. And then didn't Dumbledore and all of that happen in the second movie?
Yes, Dumbledore is mentioned. Yeah, he's mentioned in the first one. Grindelwald is mentioned, but Grindelwald is in the whole movie, but you don't know it. Spoilers. Yeah, and he shows up for the last 5 minutes. And then in the second movie, Dumbledore is in it but doesn't do anything. And then in the third movie, he finally does stuff, but it was too late.
Also, is it me, or is Dumbledore's age in those movies like off when you think about it?
Well, yeah, especially when you consider like the sensible 3-piece suit that he's wearing in those movies. I'm like, when do you go? Like when do you get hit by the age stick and start wearing Merlin robes?
But like, it's Jude Law, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Like what Ren Fair did you go to? You're like, this is it. This is
my life now. This is what's been missing.
Wait, so the Harry Potter books take place in the 1990s.
Yeah,
and the Grindelwald stuff happens. What we're watching in those movies is the 30s, and then the big battle happens in 45, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's 60 years younger, and when he gets it in the book, he's like 160 something or something like that.
I think he's like 120. He's over 100. Let's put it that way. He's over 100 by a good amount. It's not like he was 102. Like, it's decades past 100.
Okay, so
In
we'll
the
call him
Fantastic
60
Beasts
years old.
series, Dumbledore is approximately 46 years old.
No, that makes no sense. No sense.
Based on his birth year of 1881 and the setting of Crimes of Grindelwald in 1927.
No. Crimes of Grindelwald was 1927. It was that early?
Apparently.
Okay.
Yes, because I remember it was 1920s Paris.
So then the movies go over a number of decades?
I think it would have had to be the fourth movie because they were only going to do four. In the books,
We're
don't
gonna
they
do 5.
establish they were going to do 5? Okay, because I was going to say in the books they established that his epic battle with Grindelwald happens in 45.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Grindelwald's rise mirrors the Austrian painter's rise.
Right. And they imply that the First World War also was mirrored with events in the wizarding world as well. Because Newt is a veteran of the First World War.
Ah, okay.
That's right. I think I remember knowing that, like hearing that at some point.
Yeah, all right. Michael Steele, member for 1 month, says, Marvin, I can top that. I think I went to a Red Sox game on the same day as the Boston Marathon. Oof.
Oh, boy.
Are we talking about the infamous Boston Marathon?
Or hopefully
That's what I
not.
was thinking.
With the cover model?
Hopefully not.
Yeah, with the sexy terror bringer.
Oh, my gosh. The
That's why no one needs Rolling Stone.
It was honestly, when we were trying to get to the Nintendo store, it reminded me of that Family Guy sketch where Brian is in New Orleans and he's trying to deliver a pizza and it's like, we're all just blocking the street. We're all just blocking the street. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why I find it so funny. But B.R. Geist, member for 5 months, says they're basically piranha sharks. They have to keep swarming and trying to destroy things or they'll die, I think. I was talking about the tea community. Yeah, speaking by the way, speaking of sharks, Trish and I had a conversation about, we were talking about the Titanic being underwater, and I was like, yeah, could you imagine how happy those sharks were like right afterward?
And I screamed, well, I hadn't thought about it, but now I am.
Yes. Like the sharks were probably like thrilled because this boat just hit the bottom of the ocean that had all these bodies in it.
Let's go look at the bodies.
They're not looking at him. They're like, Bill, you'll never guess what I just found.
Well, I swear it's because I'm assuming it's true because I feel like you never know for sure on the internet. But it was saying like another billionaire took another little device and went down to the Titanic. I heard this.
Did he go already, or is he planning to go?
I think he went.
I
You
think
heard
so.
it too, Martin?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and I'm just like, we've learned nothing.
Oh, so he survived.
We've learned absolutely nothing.
Yeah, she's not talking about the one who went through a dramatic weight loss program.
No.
I'm sure this billionaire didn't DEI.
It looked like a coffee machine with like a glass bubble in the front with 2 seats.
Well,
the
the one
picture
that
I saw.
imploded.
Was it a ninja?
The one that imploded, the guy was like, look how diverse the team is that created our submarine. It's like, well, do any of them know how to make a submarine? Look, you control it with an Xbox controller. I have a feeling this might not go well for you. And then what happened.
Well, I think it was when he said something like safety. Everyone gets too hung up on safety and it gets in the way. That was maybe the worst thing that he said.
And the vehicle is also constructed with materials that had radically different coefficients of expansion.
Yeah, and he didn't wrap the carbon. I forget. I'm not an engineer, but he didn't wrap it in the right way. Like he was just going in like a loop, and it's better if it's kind of like crisscrossed over itself. It's stronger that way. And he was just like, we're doing it this way. It's like, all right.
You guys are looking at this the wrong way. In the final moments of their lives, each of them became incredibly more diverse than they had been a few seconds before.
Oh. Oh, Lord. That's rough.
I usually put my really dark comments in the private chat.
Yeah.
You do.
He does. He keeps it behind the curtain. Lauren's like, nap.
Oh, hey, WW Pro gifting 5 Tooney Town TV memberships. Thank you very much, Pro, and congratulations to those of you who got those memberships. Hope you guys enjoy them and you enjoy our members only live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. we'll see you there. So,
that was good.
Good Lord, Lauren.
I was cold in the chat.
Thank you, Lord.
I'm sorry. I suppose that was a little dark, but every once in a while I gotta let that part of myself.
Don't you dare apologize for that. That was awesome.
I respect
little
the
dark.
darkness. I respect the darkness of your soul.
Darkness.
I just love a little dark, not a lot. Just
Virginia
a
Sharp for 10. Virginia Sharp for 10 says, I've always joked that the books all take place officially in the 90s and unofficially in the 70s. You can't fool me, Rolling. I know what you were writing. Possible. Michael Steele for $2 Canadian says it was the year after security was a nightmare. Oh, that makes it so much worse. That makes your experience so much worse that it's the year after, and it's the Red Sox game and the marathon converging. Now, I will say, when I bought the tickets to this to Wicked, I did not know that it was the Dominican Pride Parade. I saw it when my parents were watching Good Morning America that morning, and I woke up and I was getting ready to go, and it was like, well, thousands are lining the streets of 6th Avenue for the Dominican Pride Parade, and I went, what? And it was it was the train was insane. Thankfully, I am a warrior when it comes to New Jersey Transit. Like, I watch those trains like a hawk, and I am absolutely ready to. Virginia Sharp for 5 also says, Trish has a point, guys. Remember, it's very important how you wrap it for safety.
I just went, Regina, in the chat. JIG.
Family show.
Notorious JIG.
Family show.
So, you know what? I'll tell you, before we get into our next story, I'll tell you guys about the worst thing that happened to me on this trip. If you guys heard it on Tooney Talk Wrestling, I apologize for the repeat of this disgusting story. But we decided to stop in Virginia on the way up. A little town called Friedrichsburg, Virginia. That was where we were going to stop for the night. I'd booked a hotel at a place called the Garden Inn because I heard Garden Inn and I assumed it was a Hilton. And it said on the website that it had EV charging, and I drive an EV. So I was like, oh, cool. Well, we get there and I'm like, oh, so it's not a question of whether a prostitute has died here. It's how many prostitutes have died here at the same time. Needless to say, there was no EV charging. It was not a Hilton. And so we get inside and I start working because, of course, I do, because I'm an idiot and a crazy person. So I'm sitting there typing. And all of a sudden, I'm actually on the phone with Jonas at that point. And I see something move out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, what the heck was that? I move over to the counter and I move my bag. And 10 cockroaches ran out in every direction.
It's Joe's apartment.
It was Joe's apartment. And I jumped back. I said, Jonas, I got to call you back. I turned to my wife and I said, get your stuff. We're leaving. We went to this hotel that was right across the street from it. And it was that was an actual Hilton, and it was a nice hotel. And it was twice the the one we stayed in was $80 for the night originally. And I went in and the guy was like, it's $150 for the night. And I threw my credit card at him like I was Gambit. And I was like, you take whatever you need to take.
In my head, though, at this hotel, there were still 10 roaches. They were just wearing top hats and little tuxedos.
Well, you know what? I didn't see them, so it was all good. It was all well and good. I practically kissed the floor when we walked into the nice hotel room.
He stopped at not a Hilton.
It's not a Hilton.
I was just about to do that.
Oh, Kevin, did I immediately text you where I just you'll never believe what just happened?
Yes, you did. That was it was $80. You are not stopping at a Hilton.
Honestly, I thought the story.
Go ahead.
I thought the story was going to be that the roaches were the ghosts of dead hookers.
Why is that shocking to me coming from Martin?
Solve our murders!
Avenge us!
Avenge us! Help me!
That could have been Norm
Run!
That could have been the Norm Macdonald Ghostbusters crossover we all wanted but never knew.
Oh no. So then my wife starts looking at reviews of the hotel, which I did not do before booking it. I was like, yeah, we actually lucked out. like from what it could have been. And it was sickening. So moral of the story, kids, pay over $100 for a hotel room. We did not make.
And always have a friend with you.
Well, so on the way back, we stopped at a motel in Florence, South Carolina, that was literally down the street from the Buc-ee's in Florence. So we charged the car and got dinner at Buc-ee's, and then went to the hotel, and then in the morning got breakfast there, and then left. It was the most perfect arrangement of all time.
Nice.
Just saying. It was a Holiday Inn Express too, so it was nice.
Yay.
Oh my goodness. I'm still skeeved out just thinking about that story. So before we move on, I see we have Anthony J for $5 says, I'm enjoying a season 2 of Twisted Metal. Anthony Mackie finally has a role he's mastered, the role of an idiot. As he got on and said, Twisted Metal shouldn't represent, America. Like, still can't believe he said that about Captain America.
That clip, I get it, but people got so upset at that clip, and that just looked like everything about what he was saying got away from him. And the second it came out of his mouth, he was like,
He tried to kill Billet.
Yeah.
Wimpa!
It always struck me as a little different. I don't actually think he meant anything by that. I think it just got all...
Yeah, Anthony
got
Mackie,
away from him.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie has tendencies of being randomly based-ish. I don't think he meant it the way it came out. If it was Chris Evans, I would have gone, yeah, absolutely.
Well, Chris Evans, despite his leanings, has never said anything that dumb. All right, so our next story. I mean, he's never said anything to tank a Captain America movie before it came out like that. He said dumb things, obviously, but anyway. Sydney Sweeney and Bud Light. Speculation swirls about benefits of potential partnership.
Yay!
Bud Light after their debacle.
So I started seeing the phrase Sydney Sweeney Bud Light everywhere online. And I was like, is this actually happening? So I looked into it. The Daily Mail wrote an article where they surmised that Sydney Sweeney could bring in upwards of $10 million for America's formerly favorite beer. Now, at this point, there's no official deal between Sydney Sweeney and Bud Light. But there's a whole lot of online chatter started by that Daily Mail article and fueled by her track record with American Eagle. Now, case study of American Eagle, the Great Jeans campaign, and by the way, these are pictures from inside the Times Square store, because while I was there, I was like, well, I'll get some pictures for the site. The results shocked the fashion world. The line sold so well, it boosted the brand's revenue and nudged the stock higher. She wasn't just a face on a poster. She proved that she could move product. In an era where celebrity endorsements fizzle, see the election, Sweeney's campaign was a measurable success story. For Bud Light, a company that's been bleeding customers since its 2023 marketing blunder, this kind of proven star power looks like a lifeline. If she could breathe new energy into a mall denim brand, the thinking goes, why not a beer brand that's struggling to reconnect with its core buyers?
I will tell you how to do this. I have got the perfect way to bring Bud Light all the way back to where it was before and possibly to new heights. Using AI. Do you guys remember the Swedish bikini team?
Yes.
Just clone Sydney Sweeney and have her be the entire Swedish bikini team. And then also bring back Spuds McKenzie and the What's Up guys in one commercial.
Can we get the frogs too?
Absolutely. do the whole thing. Just do a retrospective of all of your big mascots and everything that you did. Hit them with the nostalgia full force. They'll be back in no time.
Weren't the Clydesdales?
Oh yeah, the Clydesdales. Yeah,
She should be riding one of the Clydesdales.
Have the Swedish bikini team come in riding the Clydesdales.
The damn
Spuds McKenzie leading the charge. Love that dog.
Less filling, no junk. Less filling, no junk.
Man, guys, honestly, I think Bud Light right now needs to do whatever it can because
Kendrick's got the perfect tagline.
Oh, it did steal mine. I was about to say.
He beat me to it.
Yep, he beat me to it. Sydney Sweeney has great cans.
Look at Lorne.
I was so excited to crack that joke.
You know what, Bud Light? Just, I want to appeal to you. You could spend millions to have other people tell you to do this. We'll take 500,000, and we'll thank you for it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
Even if Bud Light were to lose money in this campaign, I think it would be worth it just to try to redeem their brand again because their image is so damaged in their own fan base.
What could it cause
is there
that?
any move? Could have been because of that. Is there any move that they could do that could be a better move to make? Because I think this is the low-hanging fruit they just need to capitalize on because I don't think there's a bigger name as a, sex symbol in the industry that's going to push numbers like she would to redeem that brand again.
She would.
That picture of Dylan Mulvaney looked like a floating head, like Jambi.
It's funny. I was like, wow. Am I that much of a jerk that we're doing a story about Sydney Sweeney and I'm just going to leave Dylan Mulvaney up on the screen?
Johnny.
Actually, here's how you measure what the impact would be. You take that same screenshot of Sydney and the American Eagle campaign down below, and you paste Dylan's head on it.
Oh my gosh!
See what happens to the stock price.
I mean, this was a fantastic ad campaign that's paying off dividends for them. I think that it should catapult her to superstardom. But now, here's the point I was making. So Bud Light had there was a boycott against Bud Light, and guess what? Bud Light tanked. I mean, how much money did these guys lose? I mean, millions, if
people
not
fired,
billions, right?
People
were fired.
It can't only be measured in that, though. It's also just straight brand reputation. The value of the brand was damaged, and you got to work hard for that to happen, especially with a brand that is as well established as Budweiser. That's a difficult thing to do, and they jumped straight into the pool with it.
Well, this was a matter of not understanding your audience. Bud Light's audience is not the people that would applaud a Dylan Mulvaney,
not a matter of not understanding your audience, a matter of having contempt for your
contempt
audience.
for them,
not liking the audience you have.
Yep, you want to
That's
replace
a thing lately. I don't get it. It seems like all of these things hate their audiences. It's weird
because it's a bunch of neo-Marxists who bullied their way in after using a fake scam to get a bunch of competent people fired with a bunch of nonsense complaints, and now we're stuck with a bunch of incompetent people having really dumb ideas who never should have been put in a position to begin with because they're idiots and Marxists.
This relates to something I tweeted earlier today. Kevin, you saw it, that there are a bunch of people running companies who think they deserve to be running better companies.
Yes,
McDonald's, Budweiser, Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel's the big one.
All these people got hired in lower ranking positions from other companies. I think the lady at Cracker Barrel used to work for Starbucks or something.
Yeah,
lower ranking positions at other companies.
Taco Bell too.
They get to be the head of a different company, but they don't have the customers they want.
Yep. And a perfect, a perfect contrast to this is the CEO of Sizzler, who understands his assignment and is actually getting people very excited about going to Sizzler. I don't think people have been this excited about Sizzler since White Men Can't Jump made We Going Sizzler thing.
Sizzler still exists?
Yeah,
the last time I saw one was Orlando.
Yeah, Sizzler was about to go down, and then they brought in a new CEO, and he's like, "Oh, stop it! I know how to fix this." And he brought back all the things that people like, and he actually goes on social media on a fairly regular basis to talk to people. And now it's finding that Sizzler has become resurgent.
Are they also?
Are we sure it's not
partnering
because
with-
Pro plays the Western Sizzler commercial on his show?
Are they
Go ahead,
also
Mark, what were you
partnering with
saying?
Sydney Sweeney and including 2 giant scoops of mashed potatoes with?
Yes. 2 big giant white scoops. Oh my goodness. But yeah, and so basically the point I'm making is the right decided to boycott Bud Light. Now Bud Light, the people buying Bud Light you're having a barbecue in your backyard in middle America and you need a cheap beer to put in the cooler. You get Bud Light. That's the people that you're trying to reach with the Bud Light ad campaign. Meanwhile,
be your Bud.
Progressive activists pushed back on this Sydney Sweeney thing for literally no reason other than the fact that she's pretty. And the company soared. And we've seen this time and time again. Like Harry Potter, we just talked about it with the video game. Go ahead, Lauren, what were you saying?
Chester's liver said, got to bring back Real Men of Genius. And I agree, but I want to add on to it. If you bring back Real Men of Genius, your first ad needs to be about having stupid marketing people and having them tank your company. That's what you got to do. You've got to do the self-parody. Because you got to be able to laugh at yourself and go, look, yes, we made a tremendous, horrible, terrible mistake. We're trying to correct it. Laugh with us. Come along with us. Let's be friends again. That's how you fix these things.
Here's to you, brand new head of marketing.
Well, that's the first Real Man of Genius has got to be the guy who hired Sydney Sweeney for the ad campaign.
Yeah,
Mr. Sydney Sweeney, marketing decision maker.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, though, is that these things used to be fun. That's what attracted people to it. And what's so weird to me about where we're at today, hopefully coming out of, is that the left somehow became, in one sense, weirdly puritanical scolds, which is what they always accused the right of, while also standing somehow for wanton degeneracy. And that's a hard thing to straddle, but they found a way to do it. So it's like, you're the worst of both worlds. Just go away and let us have fun.
Get the worst of both worlds.
I miss jingles.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Doesn't that go back to our music problem? You need talent to create things.
Yeah, really.
Remember the days when people used to look up like compilations, or heck, they even used to have these on TVs of funny commercials, because it was things everyone saw. They were iconic. People quoted them. And even if it was more obscure, people liked a good laugh. When was the last time people were laughing at a commercial that didn't come to the Super Bowl? If even that.
If even that happens anymore.
I was just going to say, are Super Bowl commercials really that good anymore? I feel like
I haven't watched a Super Bowl commercial in years.
Well, now
half the time now. Good.
I was saying, now we're just happy we're not getting lectured or being told that we're abusive, monsters.
We are starting to see a shift. In fact, there was a Sydney Sweeney Super Bowl ad earlier this year, but we had seen a lot of a trend starting up where now it's a trailer for a trailer. Like they get a little teaser during the Super Bowl and then you have to go look up the whole one, or they release the commercial before the Super Bowl even happens. It's ridiculous, but hopefully Sydney Sweeney is shifting the winds here and we're going to see a lot more. Can we laugh again? Can we have that, please?
I still think my favorite Super Bowl commercial was Miller High Life. And it was a guy, it was literally like a second long. And it was a guy and he just shouted High Life at the screen and it was done. And to this day, I remember exactly what it was for. And I was like, that ad did its job. And it was probably the cheapest ad that was in the whole of all of the advertising of the Super Bowl because it was like a split second.
It's the same marketing strategy as head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
Lauren, now you said you had to get going after that one, right?
Yep, I need to split. Glad to see you all guys this week, and I'll catch you hopefully tomorrow night. Come see our show.
Yes, Lauren and Apollo tomorrow night, 11 p.m. over on the WWE Pro channel. Make sure you guys are there. Lauren, what are you guys talking about tomorrow night?
Action movies. This is Kevin's show, and he's really excited about it. I am too, but he's putting this whole thing together. I'm excited to see how this goes. I think it's going to be fun.
All right, well.
See you guys. Good night.
A little squeal.
Yeah, originally it was just the thank you, Lauren, and I was like, no, I need a little squeal at the end too. So we're gonna give a little more time for super chats to filter in. In the meantime, we're gonna move on to our next story. Is the Jor-El message in Superman real? I can't believe we're talking about this again, but apparently we have to because the digital release has contradicted James Gunn. So obviously, guys, we all remember the message in Superman, one of the more controversial elements of the movie, in which it turns out that Jor-El and Lara Lorvan sent the infant Kal-El to the planet Earth to conquer and take many wives and kill all opposition. Basically, everyone thought that this thing was fake when they saw it, but they make it a point in the movie many times. Mr. Terrific goes, I know those computer forensics guys. There's no way it was faked. The Secretary of Defense says, think whatever you want about Luthor, but it's real. And then Lex Luthor doubles down on it's not doctored, it's real. Now, James Gunn has also stated that it's real in an interview. So I'll play a brief snippet of that.
The biggest question that people have asked, probably you already, is about Jor-El and Lara's message. Is it real? Has it been doctored? Is that the actual
How
message?
can someone not think it's real?
It doesn't get more definitive than that, right?
No, don't they make a big point of saying that the message is corrupted? It got corrupted in space.
It got corrupted in space, but then the engineer with her magic BS powers is able to reassemble it in 3 minutes when the Kryptonian robots couldn't do it in 30 years. So,
this is a stupid movie.
It is a stupid movie.
I do respect though that Jor-El wanted his son to crush his enemies, see them driven before him, and to hear the lamentations of their women.
Yes. So in the digital release, when in the stupid cameo of Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord, where I'm just like, you're Kirk, you're not anything but Kirk.
Lord.
Oh yeah, you didn't know Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord? Kirk from Gilmore Girls is Maxwell Lord? Yeah. Gotta
Kirk from Gilmore Girls? Really?
Yeah. That's James
and I don't
Gunn's
have a
brother.
problem with Sean Gunn, like whatever, but it just he does not scream what I know of a Maxwell Lord. No.
So a ticker at the bottom of the screen reads, the Daily Planet shows Luthor was behind the false images of Superman's parents. Now, no one is really sure whether or not the ticker appeared in the theatrical cut, because it's such a small little thing and it goes by so fast. The only way people were able to find it was in the digital release. They paused to look at it. My question is, did they add this in the digital release because of the backlash that it was getting? And it was one of the most unpopular things in the entire movie. But James Gunn was very, very clear that it's real. So is the Daily Planet doing fake news to try to cover for Superman?
I feel like this can eventually be decoded, because usually anytime a new movie comes out, not that we're endorsing anything, I don't speak on anything on behalf of the channel or the show, but usually in the piracy sectors, usually films will leak online. And people tend to have a keen eye on these sort of things. So maybe if they can line them up against each other, as long as the copy they got is indeed the theatrical cut, maybe they can confirm if this is legit. Or if they were reacting later on.
I'm not sure. Now, Mike Glass is saying someone showed the theater clip. It's on Phil's entertainment page. Okay, but was the ticker there at the bottom of the screen is the question. Was it the same thing? Because if so, what the hickety hey, because James Gunn is saying it's real, the movie's saying it's real, and that ticker says it's fake. It's so my question now is like, are they okay? So yes, my class says it was on there. So I don't get it. Is the Daily Planet running cover for Superman and doing yellow journalism? Is that what's happening? Is it exactly what I always say when I joke with that Luthor Corp account on X? There's a in gimmick Luthor Corp account. I don't know if it's official or not, but they're constantly like talking about how Lex Luthor was framed and stuff like that. And I always comment back where I'm like, yeah, it's because the fake news and the Daily planned it. And you know,
it's decent.
Yeah, thank you. It's I started to think like, what would people call it in real? Like what Daily planned it? I think is definitely the one.
Well, you gotta say it like this.
The Daily planned it. The Daily planned it, folks.
They planned it all along.
Good man like Lex Luthor behind bars.
Lois
Bell
Lane
Reeve
too.
even.
Hello, not a good guy. Cal-Hel.
Cal-Hel. Oh my goodness.
Do you think, Marvin, do you think James Gunn's lying? Because when I see him in the interview, I think he's just covering his tracks for a sequel.
I think James Gunn is an idiot.
Agreed, but
I'm so done with this man. Like, and he will not go away because the Peacemaker season 2 press tour has proven that James Gunn will continue to put himself at the center of all DC marketing. I have never seen anything like this. Not even Joss or Jon Favreau or Taika Waititi even put themselves in front of the camera as much as James Gunn does.
It reminds me of the old Uncle Walt segments, whereas Walt Disney, made that company. James Gunn was put in charge of DC, and he's all about making himself the image of it. It's kind of funny.
It's insane, dude. Because, so in every interview, he's there. Every trailer that came out for this movie, he's there. Here, look at this.
You've all been waiting a long time for this one. Here's a new trailer of Peacemaker Season 2. Enjoy.
No! No! This was the Red Band trailer. It opened with this.
Why did it open with John Cena?
Wait, where's John Cena?
Peacemaker introduced it. Or was he there? We just couldn't see him.
Yeah. Hold on.
I think Marvin gets more upset seeing James Gunn show up than he does Nicole Kidman.
Don't get me started on that, Nolan.
That AMC spot just makes me sad every time.
Does the Nicole Kidman AMC spot
every
look
time
like a bad?
Yes,
I love it.
It looks like a
100%.
bad deep fake of her.
Yes, yeah. It just makes me so sad every time.
Every time she shows up and she's like, "You're at the movies." Thank you, Nicole. I'm aware. I know where I'm at. Thank you. We come to this
because
place.
the popcorn was a mortgage payment.
I come to this place for magic. No, Nicole, I came to watch a damn movie and you're on the screen.
I had to take out a reverse mortgage just to get some popcorn and a soda.
To everyone on the panel, when I went to see, we were doing our "What'd you watch this week" segment. When I went to see Shin Godzilla, the first thing I did after seeing Nicole was send to Marvin.
He did. He sent me a picture of it. Like, put your phone away. You're in a theater, Nolan.
It was quick.
So
it was worth
the Red Band trailer. Guess how that starts out?
Here we go. John, what are they about to watch?
You're about to see
You got to think of who you're speaking to.
we're about to enjoy
The motherfucking
family show.
Oh, now I hate him even more.
It was the Red Band trailer. What did you think was going to
I
happen?
didn't think that he was going to curse in the intro, in his stupid, pointless intro.
It's James Gunn. He does stupid, pointless like it's his job.
We need a clip for like swearing censorship or something.
Well, no, I think I've decided that the bell on my desk is the demonetization bell.
You need the panicked Homer Simpson scream.
Yes. Let me put that down on my list of clips to pull.
Do you think James Gunn is doing some of this stuff to make up for the fact that he accidentally wrote one of the most based things possible? Because Superman's parents are alien, right? And Superman is sent to the United States, where he learns traditional United States values from traditional people. And they end up being right. And he had to assimilate to be the good man he could be.
And they and the parents wanted him to come and spread the the seed of Krypton, essentially, and Krypton, and basically turn the Earth into like Krypton's heritage.
Looking at you, UK.
It's actually you're right, Martin. It is one of the most base things ever written. I'm shocked that it came out of James Gunn's head.
I do what I can.
But like, all right. So here's the thing: he wrote and directed both Superman and Superman and Peacemaker. So if he's still doing this for Supergirl, there's a problem. But
it could be that Warner Brothers feels like we needed a Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige does this stuff.
Kevin Feige doesn't do that, though.
Well, yeah, he doesn't do the trailers. That's true. But he does the upfronts and he does the panels and things like that.
He's not in every single panel, though. I did not see a single Superman interview or a single Peacemaker interview where James Gunn was not sitting there with the actors. I've never seen Kevin Feige sit with the actors for those interviews. It's usually just Kevin Feige in a room with the press, right? Unless I'm wrong. I tend to not digest a lot of Kevin Feige media.
He used to, when things were hot and he was stealing credit for everybody else's work. He was around a lot. Now that he, now that he doesn't want to answer as many questions, you don't see him as often.
My goodness.
And he didn't do like New York Comic Con because it was too small for him.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the mentality of making him the face of this guy. Like, who even, like, the casual viewers don't even know who he is. They want to see Superman. They want to see John Cena. They want to see Lois Lane. Like, they don't want to see James Gunn sitting there mugging for the camera.
Well,
he does more interviews than the actors.
People know who he is because of Guardians. So they're milking the guy who made Guardians of the Galaxy love. So
like hardcore nerds know who he is, but you think my wife knew who he was?
Yeah, but they're going the MCU viewing audience knew who he was. So that's what they're trying to grab. They don't really. I don't think Quentin Tarantino.
I don't think Quentin Tarantino does as much press for his movies, and Quentin Tarantino is actually a draw for his movies.
You know what? I think it was 4 weeks before Pulp Fiction came out. Quentin Tarantino did a guest spot on the old Margaret Cho show. I think it was what is it? I can't remember what it was called, but
was that American Girl?
Yeah, the sitcom?
Yes, American Girl. Yes, American Girl. Yeah, he plays Margaret's father, if I remember properly. Met Quentin at a video store, and he tries to set them up together, and then he's does all kinds of wacky stuff. And then the hook of the joke at the end is that he was going to the video store because he was illegally making bootlegs of everything.
That's funny. There's been a lot of chatter about Quentin Tarantino's final film and when and if it's actually going to come out.
Yeah. Well, he just wrote a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's not directing it. Yeah,
I know it was supposed to be The Movie Critic, right? Like that was supposed to be the last movie.
What's Brad Pitt's character's name? I can't remember it, but it's the continuing adventures of the character's name, and Leonardo DiCaprio is supposed to pop up in it for at least for a cameo.
That's interesting. Trying to see if I can set So I'm trying to set a redirect for tonight because Awful and Dis are having an episode of Dis is Awful over on Awful's YouTube channel. But last time I tried, they don't have the settings on to be able to have people redirect to them. So I will just let people know that they should head over and see their stuff. Apparently the Tarantino Star Trek was exactly what you imagined a Tarantino Star Trek movie would have been.
Feet.
Yeah.
of Carol Marcus's feet.
Stop it.
The second you said the word, I was like, Trish is going to start gagging.
Oh, the worst part of
So
Kill Bill.
gross.
Wiggle your big toe.
Oh, especially because her feet are like the most ugly, grossest ones of all time.
Oh no, I don't want to know.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he's,
Mrs. Stone feels exactly the same way about feet.
Oh, she gets it.
Uma Thurman, who I mean, he is like obsessed with Uma Thurman. So
her Harry and the Hendersons feet.
Yes, it looked like Fred Flintstone.
Yabba dabba don't.
Oh my gosh. The all right. So that's about all I got for tonight, guys. Let's get to some super chats and then head on out of here. So let's see. Regia Sharp for $5. Ever wonder how many stars accidentally DEI speaks after all their media trainings without meaning to? That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Now it's all I can think of. Regia Sharp for $5 also says, y'all are right. Pedro Pascal should have been Maxwell Lord. Because he was.
Yeah. They could have aged him up.
Do you remember when Maxwell Lord was on Supergirl, like the show?
Yes. Carlisle.
Yeah.
And then he just disappeared.
Because they went to Canada.
Remember the first season of Supergirl when it was like good?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the second season was pretty good too. And then like they decided that they had to do that thing that they did on The Flash with Cisco, where like Cisco's powers were so vague that they were the answer to every problem. Like they could just do whatever it had to do in that moment. They did that with Dreamer.
Didn't
Where
the
it's like
Flash go on after Cisco left?
Yes, it did.
I think I stopped watching by then.
Yeah, and I think everybody did. I couldn't finish The Flash. It was I wanted to, and I was just like, I can't do it.
Neither could
I
I.
couldn't even make the Crisis.
I made it through Crisis. I got through Crisis.
I don't think I saw that. Honestly, I can't remember. It's kind of all a blur.
I watched Crisis, and then when that was done, I think I watched one more season of each show, and then I was like, nope.
When it was Mark Guggenheim, is that his last name? Can't remember.
Yeah.
When Guggenheim leaves, it just immediately falls off the cliff.
Didn't he get canceled?
He got canceled, yeah.
Was Crisis in The Flash the one that had like Kevin Conroy play a live action Batman? Was that the show it happened in?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He plays a riff off of the Kingdom Come Bruce Wayne because he's in the I got my back broken thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he played Kevin Conroy played Bruce. What's his face? Popped up.
Brandon
Robin. No. Well, yes,
Burt Ward.
but
Yeah,
Burt Ward. Burt Ward popped up for a very brief cameo in Earth 66, which I thought was a nice little homage there.
Brandon Routh is in that universe, Nolan. Anyway.
Yeah, Brandon Routh was in there. Brandon Routh was in that universe as Ray Palmer, but they do go to the Superman Returns universe, and Brandon Routh does play Superman again. And he actually got like his.
Okay, thank you.
The one thing I really appreciated was they actually gave Brandon Routh like a good Superman send off. Finally,
Can we get that with Cavill too.
I think they may pull out Cavill for a future Kingdom Come someday.
Oh, I agree. I think so too.
But there was a decent Palmer line that Ralph delivered when they met Supergirl for the first time. He goes, "She looks like my cousin."
I also liked when he's playing Superman again, and I can't remember he fights. I think he fights the Lois and the Lois and Superman. Why can't I remember his name? Tyler Hoechlin.
Tyler Hoechlin. Yeah, they have a Superman fight.
They have a Superman, and then when he comes in, he goes, it's like, yeah, you thought that was her, but it's not the first time. It's not the first time I fought. I turned evil and fought myself. Superman 3 counts.
What what was I? So when they brought Citizen Steel into
Legends,
I was like, why? Why is he here? We already have a Ray Palmer. We don't need another lovable goof with crazy hair that falls in love with every woman that he meets.
I don't know. They had to do something with Nate, I guess.
He never needed. I maintain he never needed to be in the show because him and Ray Palmer are literally the same character.
They did kind of start to change him a bit, though, as it went on. He wasn't quite exactly the same as Ray.
But I ended up getting really tired of the fact that Ray Palmer fell in love with literally every female that said hello to him in that show. And it was really creepy when he falls in love with Damien Dark's daughter, who he knew as a child.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Who's the one that was played by? Oh, well, his real life wife.
His real life wife,
or was his real life wife?
Oh, they're divorced. That's sad.
I think they separated and got divorced.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. It made me a little sad too. I don't think it was like an angry thing. The thing I remember reading, but yeah, I don't think they're together anymore.
Lame.
Regia Sharp for $10 says, anyone know if James Gunn was a Triple H WWE fan? I feel like this twiddling around seems familiar. Has Dave Meltzer said this could have gone one of three ways yet? That's fantastic. Yes, James Gunn is Triple H-ing himself into every shot. I'm waiting for him to say, "Are you ready?" And then, all right, guys.
And then he cursed immediately after.
Then he cursed immediately, dropped an F-bomb on my show. Nolan Thunder, you got a new.
Hold on, no. I heard about this in the back. What is going on? I go step away for 2 minutes. And F-bombs are being dropped?
We were playing a clip of James Gunn, and I didn't realize that he drops an F-bomb in it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of you guys. I was like, what?
And I was like, okay, I got to stop it before the trailer starts, because once the trailer starts, I know they're going to curse, because it's a Red Band trailer. And then James Gunn dropped an F-bomb.
the king, too, it was an MF.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's serious.
It was the double.
Trish, we also decided the bell is now the demonetization bell.
Oh, wow.
So,
honestly, I stepped away for 5 minutes and so much happened.
Really?
Oh my goodness. All right, Nolan Thunder, you got a new video out that's generating a lot of buzz. Why don't you tell the people about it?
Thank you. I'll plug it for one more week. Yep. This past Tuesday, it's up on YouTube now. It's every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Lost in the Files episode 10, big season finale. It's a video about the Nintendo 64 and Super Mario 64. Was the game made with an evil artificial intelligence that was experimental, that may have given its playtesters strokes and seizures? It's a crazy story. I do a whole documentary on it with 80s synthesizer music, and there's amazing people from this panel who do voice work for it. It's up on my YouTube channel at Nolan Thunder. It's my most recent video, and if you could please, even if you don't have time to see the whole thing, if you give a like on the video, that really helps a lot. A like, a comment, because I'm trying to get this thing in the YouTube algorithms, so hopefully it can get some buzz, and hopefully we can get some more videos out a lot more frequently. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped contribute to it. Every single one of you on the panel has helped me in one way or another, whether they realized it or not. And thank you to all the support also during the premiere and all the good people in the chat. It really means a lot. Thank you for everything.
All right, guys, go check that out over at the Nolan Thunder YouTube channel. Martin Stone, what do you guys have going on over at the Lost Guys?
Well, we are back to producing episodes weekly again for That Park Place, the channel. It's a member exclusive for a couple of months before it rolls out on T3PO. I think we missed posting this week for T3PO. I'm going to find out about that in the back channels and see what we can get up.
Awesome. Kevin Apollo, we know you got a big show coming up tomorrow night on Lauren and Apollo. Why don't you talk about it?
That's right. Tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Who is the king of the action era? You're going to be able to vote. I already posted the names and the brackets on my X account, my Twitter X account, the War Dog Apollo. I also have this is how it's going to go. I changed the rules from a little bit from how we discussed it on Tuesday, because I realized, yes, and I do in fact have to widen the range. So instead of it being 80s action, it is now the action era, and it will be from 82 to 96. So all the names are there. You guys will have a chance to vote on the 2 brackets that we will do deep dives on while discussing Arnold and Sly. No, you will not be voting for Arnold and Stallone, because that just messes everything up. And frankly, we know who the 2 kings are anyway. But everybody else, who comes in third and fourth, who deserves the big drill down, and we'll also discuss what is their magnum opus. What is the most seminal work that defined the action world? We will not be wasting time talking about Terminator 2, because Terminator 2 changed the game. And if you guys have honorable mentions, drop them in there. Don't be afraid to discuss American Ninja 2. It is the greatest action sequel of all time. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Plus, we'll cover the news. And if you go to my Twitters, I did present to everybody. The last couple of months, I have been besieged by injuries, and I could really work out. So I decided, what am I going to do for the next 3 weeks? Am I going to do the Rambo 3 Stallone workout, or do I do the Hulk Hogan workout from the classic Hulk Hogan workout tape? You let me know, and I'll do it for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, the latter. It's my vote. Do the Hulk Hogan
I think
tape.
you should do the Scott Steiner workout. Just get a bunch of strippers to sit on your back while you do squats and lift a tree.
Yeah, but in honor of the Hulkster, you got to do the Hulk Hogan tape. Come on.
Well, Trish, what do you got going on?
Following that up. Honestly, he just went on and on about a bracket of action stars, and there's me like, ooh.
Trish, I had asked you in private message, but I was thinking like maybe we could do a special episode of Crime and Punishment at some point as a live stream.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Because I realized, I'm like, you know what? When we do Crime and Punishment, I never edit anything. Like I never have to edit anything. It's usually just that good. So
no, I said I'm just that good.
Yeah, well, I said, well, we are doing our Ted Bundy special very soon. So guys, tune in for more of that.
I did watch. Actually, when you asked earlier, you're like, "Oh, would you watch?" I did forget that I watched some Ted Bundy stuff. So
And guys, also make sure you check out Trish on the Lost Guys.
Yes, woohoo, Lost Guys.
New video dropping tomorrow at 6:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, if you are already a member of the channel, as so many of you are, because that chat is very, very green tonight, you can catch the video now. We have a members only stream tomorrow at 11 a.m. That is up there now, so you guys can set reminders for it. I encourage all of you to head over to Awful Wrestling, AEWFUL Wrestling's channel, because at 11 o'clock they are doing an episode of This Is Awful, and we would redirect you, but we're not able to because they didn't change the settings in enough time. So thank you tonight to everyone who chatted, everyone who super chatted, everyone who just popped in here and didn't say anything. We appreciate all of you. We see you, we hear you, we speak your name. And on behalf of everyone here at the Tooney Town channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here!
Thank you everyone for tonight. This has been such an amazing week. Thank you, Lord. Thank you to the amazing cast. Thank you, guys. This is so wonderful. Have a great night.
Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you!
Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. But you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing.
Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks for what?
Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you.
And viewers like you. Thank you.